সেই মারাত্মক যুদ্ধ ফেরত আসছে তোমার ক্যাম্পাসে। নতুন যোদ্ধাদের সাথে আরো লড়াই এবং আরো উত্তেজনার সাথে বিশাল পুরস্কার মূল্য 30,000 USD। প্যাক করো তোমার গেমিং ব্যাগ, প্রস্তুত করো তোমার বন্ধুদের।
Hello guys and welcome to PUBG Mobile Campus Championship Bangladesh 2021 sponsored by the Oppo F19 Pro. Hook up your fun and thanks to Oppo support for all the events. This is Trooper here. I've got Fixes with me. Group C on the way. How are you doing, Fixes?
Well, another new group coming up, and I'm all but excited today because we've got 1952 coming in. So yes, I mean one of those squads we know of that have qualified for the South Asian Championship. So let's see what they have to offer, and along with it, all the other teams. We've got AGxT9 AXE, another team that I'm looking out for.
Definitely, that is one of the team that has qualified their way through, and it is going to be a team to look out for. Definitely, the way
Yeah.
they played against A1 Esports as well inside their group, when they were playing in the round of 128, it was pretty impressive. So those are going to be the teams to watch out for. We'll have the complete list of all the teams in front of us. But how do you feel about the campus championship in the overall Fixes? All these underdogs getting this opportunity to play against these big names from the region. That is what the dream is, right? That is what the dream of a new esports player is.
I mean, not just a dream. They're not actually playing against them. They're rather beating them. That's what we've seen. I mean, the big names falling down. A few of them are still playing really well. But yes, they're giving them a good competition. And this is really necessary for your esports scene to grow. This is where you're realizing that new teams are coming up. They are hungry. They've got what it takes in them to topple over the others. And of course, the prize pool that's on the line, $30,000. That's massive.
Definitely, that's a massive prize pool. $10,000 USD dollars. That is going to be for the first place. Overall, $30,000 in this campaign championship. So there's a lot of prize pool that the players can get here, and even the MVP of the tournament is going to get $500. So that's a pretty hefty price for any player to start their careers off. So let's see which are going to be the players who are going to get that prize money in the end. But for now, this is the round of 64 where we have seen already 10. I believe two groups have already played their first 5 matches, and today Group C is going to go ahead and play their first 5 matches for us.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you talk about Group C, the players. I'm really excited to see once the name comes up, who all are going to be participating with us. But, apart from that, we'll have to take a look at the point system first. It has been quite common. We've seen this, say, maybe 1,000 times right now. We're all well aware of it now. The first position getting 15 points, of course, 13 to 16 getting nada. One more good thing is that majority of the matches we have that 16 team lobby, so that's a good thing. You get a perfect balance of action throughout the entire duration while we spectate or while we watch the game. So there's barely any lull in the lobby, but now today again a new group, so we might anticipate some clashes in between with these teams right from
Definitely,
the very
this is
start.
definitely from because these teams are going to play all these matches for the first time, right? So they don't
Yeah.
have an idea. They just have a little information, but when it's a new lobby, teams tend to change their drop locations. So we'll keep a close eye on that, and because of that, there's always a possibility of some early clashes, some drop clashes that can occur. So that is always going to be a part. And with all the three maps that are going to be played today, we'll keep a close eye on them. That what is going to happen there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got to take a look at what are we gonna expect from all these teams, and I think the first game will give us a clue of what's yet to happen. There you go, the squad rosters coming out: 952 and TRZ. Two of these teams we've seen TRZ Esports also in the past. They've been an invited team, if I'm not wrong, over here. Team others, if you can take a look at them. So a lot of new names that have come up, a lot of new names that we did get to cast in the group of 128.
Definitely, NJ Official, ABCX, NBS. These are all the teams that have impressed us in the past. And that is why they are here, because they have successfully got that top 7 position from their group. Team Red Light is going to be a Phantom 4UI is a team to watch out for, and the team that you mentioned fixes AGT9X. So this is going to be a team we are going to watch very closely how they are going to proceed in these games. But we've just seen the teams that are going to participate from Group C here in this round of 64. Only and only 8 teams from this group are going to proceed inside the
Yeah.
tournament. That is something we got to keep an eye on.
Right. I mean, only 8 teams are going to be moving forward, like you mentioned. So, initially, we've got 10 games, right? Today, we'll be playing 5. So, half of the games are going to be played out today. So, after this day gets over, whichever team is on the ninth to the remainder of the positions, they have to buckle up. You need to be not having a huge margin of difference. So, a good way to approach this entire tournament would be try to go for some YOLO plays right from the very start. Try to get some kills. Try to build that confidence. Try to build that momentum for yourselves. Try to, because if you fail, then you still have a few more games where you can really play serious and go a bit passive, and it won't hurt you. But playing passive right from the very start, surviving till the end. I mean, we've seen teams like they survive till 23 minutes and still just get or end up with getting 1 point if they sort of are placing themselves between 8 to 16. So yeah, that is definitely something that you would want to avoid. But hey, we have the schedule for right in front of us, and Erangel Miramar, Erangel Sanhok, and Erangel. It is 3 Erangels, 1 Miramar, 1 Sanhok. We are on, baby.
Definitely. And coming back to the point where you mentioned that there are just 10 games, right? And they need to like pick up the pace from the very first game. And that is very important, because this is not a long tournament. This is not,
Yeah.
this is a long tournament, but this stage is not a very long stage, right? You do not get 45 or 60 matches that you can like watch around, study what the teams are doing in the first
Right.
5 or 6 matches, and then like pick up your pace and go and in you can also in the midway make some changes in your squad or all that stuff. That is not this kind of a tournament, right? You
Right.
need to make sure that you do not let the other teams go ahead and go past very much from you. So you need to keep that balance check, that reality check, that you are there in the top 8, around in the mid game at least, if not at the right at the top of the table. You're in the race, and that is very important for these players to do on this first day.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be there every single game, and I mean, teams that have been consistent throughout, they are reaping the rewards. They are staying in the top 3. I mean, by consistent, we are not asking about chicken dinner every single game. We are asking about fourth, fifth position and get a decent number of kills, like we've been always talking about. I mean, take a look at teams like IR. I think this was a team that played on the first day. I mean, they pretty much struck on, and towards the very end they ended the day on the first position. So taking motivation from teams like that, and then you've got teams like Future Station, Gremlin Storm absolutely crashing down and completely living in the past. I do not know what's happening, what's wrong with them, but yes, they are yet to perform with just 5 games remaining. I do not know if they're even going to qualify for the next round, but I think they might be able to. But then again, in the second day, we witnessed, the other teams coming up. You've got the likes of, you know, A1 Esports playing really well yesterday. So, yeah, let's see as to what this day holds for us with the flight path trajectory already in front of us.
Definitely. And the defending champion of the tournament also here with us. 1952, playing inside the lobby. They were the champion the last time they played the campus championship, and now they're going to defend the throne inside the map of Erangel. So let's see the plane path here from Ferry Pier towards the western side of shooting range. A slightly western plane path, I would say. So it's going to be pretty interesting where the first circle is going to go. If it goes far towards the east or towards the southern side, it's going to pose a lot of problems to these teams. But we'll see how these teams are going to react to the first circle. But for now, they are trying to fill up the spaces inside the map and start their early loot.
So here we have, I mean, the eastern side, like you said, it's going to be really gruesome for all these teams to try and go over there. But 1952, definitely one of those teams. I mean, I must say the most improved team of the Bangladeshi region, because this is the only team that has qualified for the next round after the
Yeah.
PMPL final. So we don't know that we have to expect bigger things from this team. And these lads, I used to have a chat during the PMCO with the boys. While I was streaming, they used to come up, they used to say, "Sir, we're really nervous." I was like, "Why are you nervous? You're one of the best teams. You have what it takes within you." And as the the pro league kind of proceeded, after every single game, I saw these lads, kind of trying. They kind of failed in the first week. They came back, they hit harder. They realize that you can't just panic and stay scared. You gotta amp up your game. You gotta go after the teams. That's when you're going to perform. And look at them now. Now they are coming into the lobby as the top dogs. Now every single other team, the very look of 1952 is gonna scare them down. So that is, that is what they have built for themselves over here.
It's really, really, really nice to hear that story from you, Fixes. And it's really awesome to see a new team come up to the scene and like make a name and space for themselves. And that is exactly what we expect from this kind of a tournament, right? A team like 1952, the way they have come up in just the 2 seasons, they've made sure they become a prominent scene from the region, and that is exactly what we expect other teams to do in the lobby as well. So it's actually not that very difficult. You just need to be focused, just like they are. And they did not have a very good pro league, to be very honest, but they made sure when it mattered the most, when they were just approaching the finishing line, they gave everything they had in their tank, and that is why they went across the line. And that is something I really like about this team. They were motivated, and that is what you need to perform at that level.
Yep, I mean, you need to be hungry, need to be motivated, uh, whatever sort of helps your cause. But I think we do have a early kerfuffle in Pochinki. I do see that yellow circle thingy just with the players of AGT9. So maybe we're gonna we can kind of anticipate a fight happening around over there. But Team Phantom, I mean, they've opted for a rather interesting split. 2-1-1 split is what we can see. They're gonna divide their loot. But taking a look at the zone, it sort of looks like a Gatka zone, but yeah, I think it is only gonna tend towards a Gatka circle. I mean, we're gonna have it in those few compounds. I initially thought that maybe it could go towards ruins, but nah, not the circle.
Let's see if that happens or not. If it goes
What about
towards
you? What do you
Katka.
think?
I think this is going to go towards the Everest and towards the eastern side of Everest. That is what I feel like. Let's see if that happens or not. But there's one interesting thing in that map right away. In the teams, the way they have gone, GDB dropped despite being a Western Plain path. They took the vehicles and went to Nova Noise straight away to the containers. That is one of the pretty high, one of the highest looted, one of the high loot areas, and that is what they have intended to go. So it was a pretty interesting thing, a pretty important decision, as we have 6 Erangels, right? There are going to be flight paths when Nova Ripnoy is going to be directly accessible to them. So they have made sure that they are going for their drop location, and I'm pretty excited the way this team is expressing themselves. Let's see how they're going to go ahead. But meanwhile, the first knock is here. XBDS gets a knock here on SRE Sports. So that is the beginning for Group C. It's like it's on its way. 63 players in the lobby. I'm pretty happy with it.
Yep, me too. I mean, there you go, make it 62. One of them already taking the fall, but XPDS off to a really good start, getting that first kill will, of course, give them that boost that they needed. Now they're going to feel a lot more confident about things. But like I said, we were finally right. I mean, there was another squad in Pochinki, and it was the boys from BMG. So AGT9 AXE do have some unfriendly neighbors that they might want to deal with if they want to have a comfortable time rooting around Pochinki. But taking a look at how XPDS are playing, they're being very dynamic. Get a kill, then just move around here and there, find a few more kills, or just get inside the circle. I like this kind of approach.
Definitely, definitely. This is like the no bullshit approach, and they are making no mistakes at all. And they just want to go, and they've got the kill. The work is done here. Let's go for some more loot. Let's go for some more. Let's not waste our time here. And that is the kind of approach a professional team needs, and that is exactly what they're doing here. And they're coming inside Yasnaya Polina, right? This is one of the cities that is quite famous in the region. Some of the champion teams. This is the exact drop location for those teams. So this is a pretty interesting choice for these teams, because I would be really interested to see that if these teams go ahead. Like, this is always going to play on their minds, that if we are going to constantly keep this drop location, how are we going to change it when we are up against some of the best teams of the region?
Well, let us see what happens. But right now, AGT9, well, they do have themselves positioned in a really comfortable manner. Aban applying such good pressure and having two of their players of BMG diverted all the way towards him. So yes, now if AGT9 play their cards right, if they sort of get those roof controls and try to kind of pincer them down, if Cherry manages a flank and comes towards the eastern side of where Aban is, I think. Well, Team BMG might just get surrounded.
Definitely, and there's the knock coming in. Musketeer, a big name from the region. He's a known player, and there's a lot of like expectation from Musketeer to perform here. And we'll see how this team responds because it's a pretty strong opposition inside Pochinki, as you said, a very unfriendly neighbors for both these teams. But look at how Cherry is approaching this building, and he is going to
Ah,
go down to that AKM from Naeem. That big knock coming in for AG T9. He's going to be instantly punished, thrown out of the game. This is now a three-man squad against the strong team of BMG. Both the teams are pretty good here.
yeah, both the teams, neither of them really backing off. But here we are in a different fight entirely. And well, I do not know really any particular reason why as to why that happened. But yes, finally, we are back. AGT9 versus Team BMG. Now, BMG, of course, have managed to revive the star player Musketeer, and all he's doing is trying to heal himself up. Either ways, we do come back towards Yasnaya Polyana, where we've got Team SR dealing with Team XBDS. So now it's going to be interesting to see as to what our Team SR are gonna do right now with
Oh,
this beautiful knock. I mean, how precise, how quick was that knock? And this is not an M4, this is an M16.
yep, that is a brilliant knock, and I'm really impressed the way Experience has started their campaign in the round of 64. To be pretty honest, they were not that impressive in the round of 128, but now they are looking to express themselves, and that is exactly what you want from a team. Yasnaya Boliana, they are dominating it right now. Let's see how SR Esports is going to regroup. How are they going to counter this push that is coming in from Experience right now? Hero is close in. We have seen already multiple players coming towards them. Let's see how they're going to deal with this because the blue zone is also here.
Well, the blue zone indeed is. Right now, let's see, XPDS, the boys, they're finally going in with the push, managing to figure out one player and his position, but makes a mistake right after as he sort of kind of changes his direction and gets picked off as hero. He's going to make a decision. He is going to stick that revive, but before that, I do not know what he's up to actually. But either ways, VIP does close in and just wipes the entire squad out, the last player being finished off. Oh, no, the last
There's
player
one more.
isn't yet. We've still got some unfriendly neighbors somewhere around.
But I don't think he's in Yasnaya. I believe he's somewhere outside. So for now, SRE Sports is not going to be the last play is not going to be any sort of threat. And look at that, the play zone taking a hit on Drago. They will get the revive on definitely, and it's Yasnaya Poli, and also definitely they're going to have a lot of mids with them. And clearly, I'm not. He was just got one first stage, so you might need some more than that. But let's see when they're going to get that. So speaking of loot, there's a brilliant gun out there that can help any team like take their loadout to the next level for a player's lease, and this is an amazing weapon. Or AUG A3 uses the 5.56 ammo and with a tactical stock and level 3 gears inside this airdrop. This is going to be a perfect addition if some team is able to get their hands on. But by the looks of it, nah, I don't think anyone is going for that drop.
I mean, right now, no, but we do not know what's gonna happen later on. So let's see, you know. And whoa. This was sort of not expected. I mean, I really thought that ruins will be out of equation, but by the looks of it, ruins pretty much can be the center of the circle. I mean, you still have a chance on Everest as well. So, considering how the circle has been, I mean, Team BFS, Best Friend Squad, well, they sort of have taken the King of the Hills position. Now, the only problem there is, of course, they'll be getting a lot of information, a lot of vision. But Trooper, if the circle does not pan around them, what are they gonna do?
Let's see how, what are they going to do. That's going to be really difficult for them to handle. But look at that fixes. Look at that. What a confident rotation coming in from 1952. I really like the way they are expressing themselves. They know that all the other teams are going to be a little bit scared of the presence of this team here. But BMG, as you said, will keep a close eye on them. How are they going to respond? How are they going to rotate inside the zone? It's going to be a challenge for this team. But I think they are pretty good for it, and it's just a matter of time. They need to figure out and realize that they need to go ahead and make this rotation.
Well, it's gonna be really interesting as to what really happens. But moving on, let's see. We've got the players of Team BMG finally deciding to sort of back off. They have exited the Pochinki area, but they're sort of oblivious about the presence of a different squad right beside them in that warehouse compound that we have, and that's AGT9. So
Yep.
they should be anticipating their presence over there. And I think they're going to respect that decision. They're just going to back off with the players out. And now we got to see as to where they are intending to go. So they have started traversing around, and we do see XPDS finally making it inside the circle. But you've got Team Python waiting right for them. Just holding on. The moment they think they are going to be safe, that's when the stars will fall down. But my oh my, look at the circle! Sudden hybrid shift, and it's chaos everywhere.
And what do you think about that fixes towards the eastern side of the Everest? What do you think about that? Quick
you know
words.
s- Sometimes, most of the times, we are wrong, so that is exactly what has happened. But this is the kind of a circle that I would love to see, because now you've got so many elements. You've got that
Yep.
bridge to play around with. You can play beneath it, you can play beside it. You've got that ridge on those shorelines to just those slanty slopes over there. So much things can be done over here. But 1952, they are taking quite some heavy fire and damage over here, engaging against the lads of ABC and BSQ.
But look at that, multiple players of ABC now going down, and 1952 Sharp is making a huge impression over this fight. Entry is giving some damage. They've definitely lost Magnet, but they're not giving up that easily. But here goes another player down. Topic has been gone down to that Garoza, but Sharp is also now receiving some damage from it. Let's see how Madcat is going to play for his team. He's the last surviving player from his team right now. But two players from 1952, they are looking to dominate over them. And with this third circle closing in now, it's going to be a lot of pressure for these teams because of very limited amount of compounds out there that the players can dominate over.
Yep, I mean it's gonna be difficult, of course. But 1952, I mean, kind of having a rough start. Quite a lot of their players already falling down, and now it all comes down to entry. Can he get to it sharp at the right nick of time? And no is going to be the answer, as he's left alone to fend for himself. As Matt Cat, he's making a run to save his fallen teammate over there. And 1952, not the kind of a start that they would have wanted, but he's just entry. In fact, he's preying on somebody. I do not know if he really intended to do that, but Mad Cat does have that Rosa. And well, Mad Cat being just a solo survivor of his team, and Entry will just kind of get away. He does not mean any harm.
That is not the kind of start the fans were expecting from 1952. But you never know. You never know how they are going to play. But by the looks of it, it was not anything wrong that they were doing. It was just the confidence they need to like cap a bit here, and they were floating around like a free bird without any fear. But they have been caught off guard, and that is exactly what has happened with them. So you just need to be comfortable inside the lobby, right? You don't have to cross the line and go ahead and be over expressive. You just need to stick to the basics, and that is what is going to be the lesson here for 1952B. And they are on the receiving end of this fight that they have faced here. Three players they have lost inside before even the fourth circle could shape up.
Yup, that's something that they would not have wanted for themselves. But let's see, Mad Cat just peeking around, playing on the edges of the circle, has the players of TRZ right in front of him, who will be coming in anytime soon. And you've got another squad even right beside you. So this compound is definitely gonna get contested. But the players of Team Phantom, they're playing in from the containers. Now they've got to make a movement 300 meters in. Do they have enough vehicles to do that?
Ah, that is going to be a thing to watch out for. And towards the left hand side, on the other side of that river, on that scout house, there's also a team that might just check their rotation if they go towards the zone. So that is also going to be a thing for them to watch out for. But look at this, more company there towards the container. There's another team that is holding up there. That is KSD. Right now, KSD Vortex in front of us, and we'll see what they are going to do. And I'm pretty, to be very honest, we have spoken a lot about 1952, but where is the other invited team? That is what I am looking for now.
So we just did, witness TRZ playing from the edges. Actually, they're gonna come in, and I think Mad Cat has to deal with them. So let's see as to what they have to offer. I mean, 1952, not the kind of a start that they would have wanted for themselves, but it's fine. I mean, the boys will definitely pick up the pace. This is what happens when you cannot tend to play in lobbies. Below your skill level sometimes, because you think that you gonna dominate, you can
Yeah,
take those casual fights, it's gonna be easy, but hey, it's not. And I think that's sort of a waking call for them. And I think now they're gonna be alert, they're gonna be alarmed, they'll play some good PUBG Mobile for us.
definitely, definitely. This is just the game number one, and it can happen to any of the teams out there.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what has happened to 1952. But right now, look at that, 14 teams. Still 45 players inside this lobby. There's an M24 shot coming in from one shot here. So a pretty interesting move. But look at that. There's a cluster over the Georgia Pole Hills as well, over the Everest as we call it. XBDS is there. BFS is there. There's one more team that I couldn't spot. Those three teams are fighting for those heights right now. We'll go quickly towards that area as well. So BFS, Slow Cheetah on your screen right now. This is a Slow Cheetah, and he is trying to find and get hold of the player Vortex over these height. But look at that Mad Cat. He's got hold of TRG now, and getting with that getting some damage over TRG with that Groza.
He did indeed try, but look at it. This is pandemonium on the hills over here as XPDS. They are traversing around with the buggy, but this one grenade might just seal the deal. No is going to be the answer. Somehow, Vortex is still alive. I mean, now Slow Cheetah has to go face on against him. He spotted him out. All he has to do is connect the shots. But no, it's Vortex hitting the shots first, and there you have it. Slow Cheetah has been taken down in this process. But you've got his teammates, BFS's Turget and Blue Eyes. What are they up to? They are up against another different squad over here. Can they win this fight? As Turget is going to play from the right flank, just spraying down with his AKM. Has to go for that reload. Has to go on that aerial advantage. View over there gets the first knock. Can he get the second? As Blue Eyes will, of course, be getting yet another knock. And it has to be Blue XTC. My apologies over there. I mean, in the thick and thins of the action, we sort of tend to mess up on this few factors. But either ways, Team VFS, having lost Lochita, did manage to rack up 2 kills over here.
Definitely, and that is XBDS that were looking to express themselves quite a bit, but now they've lost two players. Just the duo surviving here. Drago is going to be spotted next by this player Blue TC. Let's see what sort of impact is he going to give. Oh, not looking good, not looking good for Drago. He needs to get back to the cover. So really, really nice spotting there by Blue, to be honest. And let's see how far they are going to go ahead. But he's going to go down. He's going to go down to this Nox, and this other player from XBDS, Sharon, getting this 1v2 in this situation, controlling the heights of Everest and prevailing over there. This will also give that opening to his teammate Drago. That is exactly what he needed at this point.
Indeed. Now you've got XPDS. I mean, 6 kills already. 2 of their players alive, kicking, doing well. They've got that vehicle. Now it's gonna be very, very tough for them to try and get inside, find a good place to hold on. Because this tip is the last tip that you have. Now the next moment you're right out in the very open. Now we've got the players of 71 over here, but in the meanwhile, GT's Pennywise spots out the players of Team Ninja, and Pro has been taken down as well, followed by Skull. And by the looks of it, Team GT, they are really enjoying themselves.
And this is a very nice team. It's playing a very nice game towards the southeast edge. I'm really impressed with the two knocks that he's got here, looking to capitalize over them, closing into the players of NG official now. And he's got a teammate who is down. He's going to help him as well. So this is a pretty decent fight that is being pulled off by the players of GT. And now the second teammate goes down. Lucci is down there. Pennywise has got flex. He's holding the revive on Emon right now. So now pretty soon, yes, the revive is complete. There are a lot of neighbors that they have to fight against towards the southeast side. Let's see what they're going to do with it.
Of course, you gotta see as to what is gonna happen over here as the players of GT. You've got them reviving their teammate. I mean, they've got enemies absolutely surrounding them, and they gotta get in somehow. There's a different fight happening right in front of them. So, three teams over here, and everyone eyeing out for survival. Now, Pennywise is sort of holding himself up really well. Now, we've got Team BMG Musketeer, one of the players that you were definitely talking about that we've got to keep a close eye on. How is he going to perform over here? His teammates are falling definitely as Team 22 is trying to march in, and right behind them are the players of TRZ maintaining that high ground advantage for themselves. Now, one good grenade over these players, I mean, that's going to pretty much wipe out a whole squad.
Let's see if Musketeer's nade is going to hit Lucci there. That's he's eyed him, no, but quite close there. He's going to hold that revive now. But look at that, another knock coming in. That is TRZ for you. TRZ Ray getting that knock over the players, and this is not looking good for GT right now. Beat dropped in a situation. Let's see how they're going to deal with it. They were the leaderboards from their group. It's a big team that has come in here, and now it's trying to dominate over the southeast edge of this zone. And with the new shift of the zone coming towards this part of the map, this fight is going to be a pretty decisive fight for the podium finish of the games.
There you go. I mean, Mamba finally having that high ground advantage for himself just goes ham after the players of Team BMG. Now, TRC, they're taking multiple fights, but look at them. They're looking so confident, on the other lines as well. I mean, this time you've got Red FPS. He's also delivering. He's also getting those knocks. He's also getting those confirmations. In the meanwhile, Team GT has had a bit of a breather. Lucy focusing his entire attention onto it. Those fallen players of Team BMS over there, as it's completely chaotic. Five teams are still alive, 15 players still, kicking it out, battling for that final chicken, but only one team is going to come out as the winner. Now, who will that one be, considering the circle has taken a bit of shift towards the eastern side?
Definitely a bit of a shift towards the eastern side is going to play a big impact. But look at that, one solo player from the team of Red Light still surviving there in the top five. So he's taken his team further ahead. BMG has gone down. GTBeatDrop made sure they've got their backs cleared. So this is an important thing that they have done for themselves. But the way TRZ are playing, they are looking to dominate this lobby completely. And they're playing together as a team. They're taking multiple fights, making sure and hitting multiple enemies in the vicinity. And look at that, as we speak, one more kill goes their way. We have Python Chief as well from the team here. ImmensityX, they have been also impressive at instances in the round of 128. They have also made it to the final circle from the northern end, and it's going to be a pretty tough challenge for this team as well. Phantom 4UI is there. We have got the Emperor here. He's got a teammate HRX here, and no, look at that. He's got hold of where the players of TRG are right now, but he's also got to take care of the blue zone that is closing up on him.
Yep, he's gotta watch out for it. And well, Emperor getting taken down over here. Atomic will be the one dishing the damage. And you were asking about where's this team, TRZ. Look at them having all four of their players alive. 11 kills. I mean, what a way to start off their campaign over here. But Team Python, I mean, they still have three of their players intact. And oh, if Maxton could have connected those shots, could have given away some really fruitful information for them.
Definitely, and this is the first time I am looking at the team of TRZ, and I'm really impressed with them. And let's see how Maxine is going to take this fight. And as you rightly said, if that information is going to get passed on, it's going to be a very crucial thing for his teammate as well. GDB drop surviving towards those lower ridges, TRZ surviving towards the higher ridges. There is a solo player of Red Light XSOP that is surviving somehow in between all this mess. But I'm really impressed how Immensity X is making an impact from the northern side over this side. They are giving a serious threat to the players of GDB drop there. Lucci goes down, and let's see Mexon. Who is he going to hit next?
Well, quite interesting movements being made over here as RLA. Well, can he do something? Yes, Axis has been taken down, and with that, Team RL go falling down over here as Team Python. They've got to make that movement. In the meanwhile, Team GT, I mean, the kind of a breather that these lads got, so many fights were happening. They kind of took advantage of that. They remained silent. They remained safe. Now, as a result of that, they are inside the zone. Now look at Team Python. They went after TRZ, but the trade-offs did come instantly. Now Maxton, it all comes down to him and his teammate, Artect. So, oh, all right, did manage to get one more knock. If he gets the final kill over there, then it's pretty much done. Team Python is just gonna topple over Team TRZ.
Definitely, and look at how Maxen he got a crucial knock at this very important time. And GTxBeatDrop, they have also managed to eliminate them, get multiple kills. Just one last player remaining from TRZ, and they are being allowed to regroup. That is not a good sign. Both AGxT and Maxen, they could have just rushed in there and eliminated the players, but that is not what has happened here. But good for them, they are going to revive their third teammate Chief as well. So now Maxen falls down to his injuries, but just two players, in fact, three players now standing in front. So this is a 3v4 situation for and Atomic goes down. Now it goes into the favor of the TRZ, and they're going to capitalize instantly, not allowing to peak multiple times from the right hand side of that tree, eliminated out of the game. ImmensityX in the final circle, but TRZ telling everyone why they are invited at this point.
Wow. I mean, gotta give it to these lads the way they played. I mean, right from the mid game, I think is where they started to dominate, where they started to show their mettle over there, and went after squads, and I think the time that they had that major advantage is the moment when the circle sort of shifted towards those bridges, and they had that high ground, and whereas everyone was sort of in that slanty area, so they saw the enemies, and the lads are very precise on their aim. They're not gonna miss those shots, and they did not. And the best part along with that, which I really liked about this team, is the team coordination. I mean, the moment you have one of their players knocked out, they ensured that they got another trade-off.
Definitely, it's a big team from the region, and they've told us why. And I'm really impressed. And I was just trying to find them in the middle game. Where are TRZ? They were playing such a silent game. Yeah, and the way they have made their noise, their big, impactful noise in the final circle, I'm going to remember them for sure. And one of my eyes always going to be in the map where they are. I'm not going to forget them for sure in the rest of the games.
I mean, of course, I mean, they have, established themselves as one of the best teams around over here. So what they need to focus on now is try to increase this lead even further for them. And I mean, it's a completely different story over here that we are getting to witness. I mean, on one side, you've got a team like TRC completely coming in, getting the chicken dinner, but 952 have not been able to have the right kind of a start that they wanted. Now, we know that 952 is really strong in maps like Sanhok, in maps like Erangel. So we do have a Sanhok coming up later in the day, but the next map will be Miramar. Maybe in Miramar they might just edge things out if things go in their favor. Now, one problem that I feel that 952 might have had is the lack of knowledge about these teams. That's
Yeah.
the problem that I've seen. The top dogs coming in, they do not know what to expect from the lobby. You do not know where your enemies will be. The moment you're trying to rotate, someone is there catching you off guard and just taking you down. What can you do?
Definitely fixes, and as you remember, if you remember, I mentioned there in the game as well that 1952 is making a pretty strong rotation without any fear from that Gatka
Yeah,
region, and that was for the first or the second circle, right? And after that, there was another similar sort of rotation, just approaching the Everest towards the foothills there. So that was
right.
also a very confident, like a carefree rotation. They were ready to take a fight. They were confident that if a fight comes up in our hands, we are going to be up for it, and that is exactly what they were doing. Entry was getting multiple knocks. They got three players down from ABC, but from the team of ABC next NSX, but they could not get the revive on their own players, and that is where they went wrong. But TRZ Esports making sure nothing goes wrong for them. A 14 kill chicken dinner, a perfect kickstart to this round of 64 for this team. 29 points they are leading from the front.
I mean, of course, Immensity even coming right after them, and there you have it, 952 just getting 3 kills. So will of course secure that 3 points for themselves. But AGT9 AXE not really having a good time over here. So same goes with ABCNBSQ. So now, like you mentioned, right? One thing about 952 is they were really prolific with how they were aiming players, how they were taking them down. But one thing that really went south for them was their positioning during the fights. They were so split up from each other that the moment one of their players got knocked out, they could not go in for the revive. We did see, the players trying to kind of go towards them, but no, that did not happen as we head on into the Oppo F19 Pro moments and see for ourselves. And there you go. So these are the highlight reels, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. The fight starting off in Pochinki at Yasnaya. So many fights happened, but eventually it was Team TRZ that turned out as the victors.
Definitely, the TRZ turned out the victors there, and it was a pretty decent game for them as well. But a lot of other teams also had a pretty decent outing. ABC and SX have being one of them. They had a really good fight that is going to give them a lot of confidence, but not a lot of points to be very honest. Just 2 points for them. But that is the kind of start you want, right? If you're not getting the points, at least you can get the morale or the confidence out of the game. That is exactly what happened with that team. But we'll keep a look at all the other teams as well. It was a pretty strong game for BMG. The way they were trying to come out of ruins, they dominated over the Pochinki area, and they dominated so good that even a team like AGT9 AXE could not make a serious impact in this game.
Yep, I mean AGT9, that's gonna be a bit of a bummer for them, considering the quality, the class that they have within them. So yeah, I mean we do expect bigger things out of this team, but anyways, let's see as the game kind of goes on, because it's still the first game, right? We can't scoff at these teams much. So I'm really happy right now at this moment seeing TRC, they're sort of having a really good start. But what I want to see, and what has been the custom over here, Rupert, I think even you would agree, is that the next match will be won by a qualifying team.
Let's see. We'll go to a break and move towards the next game after this short break.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Welcome to Karakin. Today, let me guide you on an in-depth understanding of this 4-square-kilometer humble island. Before stepping into Karakin, you may have already heard about the intimidating Demolition Zone. In Demolition Zone, buildings will be destroyed into smithereens. But rest assured that today's tour will be a safe one. Karakin might be a small island, but the textile industry of the island works as a crucial financial support for the entire island. Our first attraction is Al Haik. Al Haik is a medium-scale town, and people who lived here refined pigments for a living. Then those pigments will be sent to AGxT9 for dyeing. Skyscrapers are scarce in Al Haik. Compared to other urban areas, there are fewer visitors here, which makes looting easier. It's a perfect choice for a team of 4 in search of adequate equipment supplies. We'll be walking by the sea, and our next attraction will be AGxT9, which serves as the port of importing raw materials of Karakin. Imported textiles are dyed in vats filled with multiple colors and distributed to the factories. If you want to choose this place as your landing spot, then it's recommended that 1 to 2 players in your team land in the containers area, as they can easily find combat supplies here and head to the city to support their teammates. In the middle of our journey to Al Habar, we'll be passing by an enclosed warehouse. You will need to use sticky bomb to blast the walls that look less solid to get in. There's always something nice in here, but be careful, as one might not want to hide behind those walls during combat, because those unmaintained walls can be easily penetrated with just a touch, making you susceptible to attacks from enemies and exposing you to dangers. The next stop is Al Habar, which is the largest urban area in Karakin. There are many residents, hence the numerous high-rising residences. No doubt this place will be a popular spot in the future. Our next attraction is the port city of Bar Shahir, which stores and exports goods of Karakin. This is the perfect spot to search for weapons, making it my personal favorite. Next up is the city of the West, Bashara. It was a city congested with residents, with tall buildings providing convenience in observing the surrounding movements. Just make sure not to lose your directions here. Our final destination is the cargo ship, located at the southwest corner of the map. This ship has been idle here for forever, and has already been abandoned. Yet there are still goods that remained here. However, due to the gigantic size of the cargo ship and the containers, this place no doubt becomes a place to rumble. Don't you feel the excitement already just thinking of it? Besides these urban areas, Karakin also houses many such little buildings. Rumor has it that there's another passage beneath these buildings, as well as a huge space beneath Karakin. Well, it's up to you, believe them or not. Alright, your Karakin tour is now closing its curtains. Looking forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, we got it, we did it! I know you'll be there for me.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Bangladesh Campus Championship 2021, brought to you by the Oppo F19 Pro. My name is Warren Super Johnny John, joined by Fixes right next to me. And, well, Group C is quite interesting, I have to say.
I mean, right off the bat, TRZ, one of those invited teams coming up, giving their 100%, and they've been looking so strong. But the same can't be said for 1952 in the first game. So, yes, this is a game where we have to see multiple things. Like, just before going into the break, we kind of speculated that this game is going to be won by a team which is qualified, not an invited one.
Yeah.
So, the challenge really comes down to 1952 to try and get a chicken in this one. Or maybe TRZ trying to get a back-to-back. That hasn't happened in these stages. So let's see, anything can happen.
I mean, that can be the possibility. With 1952, I would put them in the same boat as Venom Legends from yesterday, wherein the team takes their sweet time to ramp things up. And earlier part of the day, usually from both these teams, is really, really slow. These guys like to pick things up at their own pace. They like to chill during the first few games, first few matches, and then I believe in the last three games is when we're going to see 1952 in action. So let's see what goes. But talking about the teams that actually qualified for this stage of the tournament, they have actually managed to keep things pretty decent. The fights were taken in a really nice manner, but yes, as you said, TRZ just like owning up to sort of the level of performance that they are expected to bring to the table and just living up to all the hype. Let's see if they can do that again in this map, as Miramar is live, ladies and gentlemen, and the trajectory of the plane is basically a diagonal through the entire map, starting from Puerto Palacio, going all the way towards the northern side of Ruins.
I mean, surgical dissection is what we can say over here. Completely
Yes.
into two halves is what we can really see. And, this is the kind of a flight path that, all the teams, all the players can sort of enjoy. You get to go to your respective drop locations, not having a lot of trouble here and there. And, yeah, I mean, teams wanting to go to Valadema, I mean, good luck. But either ways, if you want to go towards even El Azhar, you can take a few vehicles from the highway over there. But right now, taking a look at where 952 is heading, is they're going somewhere maybe towards the junkyard area or maybe towards El Azhar. But taking a look at Picardo, we've got the players of Team GT over there.
Well, the players of Team GTxBeatDrop, a team that was really, really phenomenal during the qualification matches. I have used expectations from these lads, but now we have the circle in front of us, which is over towards, well, centered towards uh, the location of La Benedita. 1952 in a really wonderful position inside the circle, dropping quite close to Minas Generalis in the graveyard situation, with 3-1 split drop being there, and the squad of RL actually being quite close to them. PT4UI, that is the squad that has taken control of Los Leones right now. But there's an interesting thing that I want to pull your attention to, Fixes. Is the I believe there's 3 or 4 squad cluster that is heading towards Chumacera as we speak.
All right, so now this is gonna make things interesting now. Now you've got so many teams over there. You've got a TRC, you've got ABCNBSQ, you've got even Team Python over there. So, I mean, it's gonna make things even more exciting. Now, considering we even have Team BMG dropping off at Picardo. Well, I really thought that GT might go over there, but either way, they decided to go towards San Martin, and we have a different team right beside them. That's going to be 71 Esports. So it kind of makes me happy to see so many teams inside the lobby. It's been after such a long time. In these quarterfinals, we're getting to see the 16 teams. So yes, but taking a look at the circle, I mean, 1952 in the center of it, you've got Team RLA just below them. Where do you think the circle might go towards, Johnny?
I believe, based on how things have gone in the past with circles like these, the possibility is going to be towards La Benedita, Minas Generalis, and Impala, that sort of a situation. I mean, the open area between these 3 points. There's a really high probability of that happening. Although if we have a weird shift between the third and the fourth circle, then it might pop over towards the side of either graveyard and junkyard sort of a situation, or we might just have the southern areas being included. So it's either going to be a northern or a southern shift, a hard shift that we could get in front of us. But this is an interesting situation right now. PT4UI in a close contention with the squad of BFS, and well, Slow Cheetah, definitely not slow as he runs down the stairs from the high ground. Did manage to get a lot of information as to where a few of the players from the opposing side were actually located.
Yep. Now, gotta see. I mean, the players of Team BFS, Best Friend Squad is what they call them, and they're a pack of 3. You're not getting a
Yes.
4th one. So, I mean, they had a riff. Did they?
Well, I don't think so.
I mean, you
Let-
don't have a 4th player. Best friends aren't best friends anymore.
Maybe, hey, I mean, these things happen, especially when you have 10 games to play, and people find squads usually find themselves in really comfortable positions where they feel like they can qualify to the next stage, and one guy needs a break for to do something on their own for like 20-30 minutes. Squad members are like, all right, we'll figure it out. We'll try and get some points from the match. You go do you for a while. And make sure when you come back to the next match, you are at 100%, because then you can't afford to slack off anymore. If you miss out on
Yeah.
one game after that, all your slacking off points are gone. You've redeemed all of them.
You gotta get those chickens. But
Yeah.
well, I mean, Team B4S did not really have a good game in the first one, to be honest. So this is a game where they might be, trying to get a good position for themselves. Because if they had four players, they would have felt confident about themselves. Now, this is another team, Team Phantom. Gotta talk about them. So they also did not kind of have a really good outing. But AGT9, I mean, I had a bigger expectations from these lads, but they were sort of at the very bottom.
Well, they were at the bottom for a really long time, but let's see how the team is going to perform moving forward in this match. Hopefully, I mean, we will see the match again, but all right, there it is again, the squad that we were talking about. So, I mean, a pretty good split. They have a really good point of the circle as well, holding on to the northwestern edge, I believe, right now. And since we did see a lot of the teams towards either the center already, or majority of the teams did actually go towards the southern and the western parts of the map. So this northwestern side should be an easy area for them to deal with. Like, look at that. There's this one individual player that they have managed to catch off guard. The squad is going to be nearby, but it is Miramar after all. So getting those rush backups, the covers available to the teammates, it's not an easy job. One shot, he's going to have to settle for this long distance setup that they have going right now, where one shot is actually in the line of fire of his teammates. So in case the players of ATG actually charge in on him, one shot will have some sort of backup. And I believe Conqueror was on the other side of the ridge, so he's actually trying to get on the ridge right now from where he can provide some sort of assistance to his teammate. Let's see if that happens.
Well, we've got to see. But in the meanwhile, the players of AGT9, they're just gonna pace a blind eye towards Deadshot and just gonna let him be at where he is. But Jerry, in fact, spotting out one shot over there, and he's not gonna let him go off so easily. So spotting his teammate also in the process, will be taking a few shots at him as we fought that push coming on towards Jerry. Now AGT9, they do also have their cavalry back up, but can he get the knock? Yes, he does. And this is where 71 Esports are in a whole world of trouble.
Well, they are in a lot of trouble right now, but let's see how the team is going to try and retaliate. 71 Esports, 2 players are down. ATG trying to secure that kill, and yes, Punch OP is going to be finished off as well, but ATG, they are stuck out in the open. The only mistake that they can make at this point would be just running around this area or trying to exit unaware of their opponent's position. Counter, is going to be finished off as well, as Insane is making the charge, and I believe we should have the kill being secured. There it is, using the M24. Wow, I mean, why not? Where your opponent is down, you're not worried about getting shot from anywhere. Why not?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can definitely go for this. And well, AGT9, this is one of those teams that needed to pick the pace up. And yes, 3 kills are definitely going to give them that morale boost of going for bigger things after this. Now, considering how the first circle has finally decided to kind of shrink in, we're going to witness our second zone. Gotta see as to where it really forms, because like we had just told, 1952, they were in the thick and thins of it. They were completely in the epicenter, and here you have the golden Mirado.
Well, I mean, it is a really good-looking vehicle, but personally, for me, it is also a beacon that attracts a lot of attention inside of the game. I mean, you see that vehicle moving around in the map. Be honest with me, Fix this. Would you not shoot it if you saw someone moving around in that car?
I mean, I would just blow it up.
Yeah.
All it takes is like 2 mags if you're solo shooting with your M4. So, I mean, pretty much a dedicated darling. You've got to be very careful while you sort of, rally it inside your circle. because the moment you are out in the open, of course, it gives you that pace. But these players are really proficient with their tracking skills, so of course gonna just stick it out at you, and you're gonna be able to do nothing at all.
Well, yeah, you won't be able to do anything. Have to be extra careful. But talk about being careful. XBDS, look at the split rotation from the squad, as we do see Sharon YT already inside the circle, while the rest of his teammates, the other three lads, are rotating from the blue right now. So it is going to be an interesting thing to see how the team is actually going to perform, since the player on the edge is actually he can be caught off guard if this is how they decide to rotate every single time the 1-3 split. It's not going to be an easy job for Sharon if he's going to be the frontline man for his team. But it will make things quite interesting. Talking about interesting things, the last surviving player from 7-1 Esports. Look at him, right just outside the edge of the circle. He stopped just outside the edge. I don't know why he did not go in, because there was an opportunity for him to actually rotate. There were not many teams ahead of him. He could have easily done that, but let's see how he plans to move around in this game. I believe now the strategy for him is just going to be to play along the edges of the blue.
Well, it's going to be really interesting. I mean, the circle, after a long time, we're witnessing it sort of go towards La Bendita. And even Los Leones, most of it is still in contention. I really want to see if Team BFS actually take that southeastern hills that we have, and then get those extra bit of information. And then maybe when the circle shrinks even further, they start making their move. But if you talk about majority of the cluster, we do see them already on towards the central areas now, making that movement. You've got Team SR, AGT9, both sort of moving together in a while, right beside 9 to 52. So that is where we can see some fights happening.
Well, we might be able to see some action already in this game, as there is a cluster of teams towards the between La Benedita and Los Leones. So crossing from one point to the other, it's not going to be easy, as both the checkpoints basically have already been taken over. There are a lot of teams present towards Los Leones, a few squads were visible towards La Benedita, as well as the open area in the middle. So let's see how this game is going to play out. So far, 12 minutes and 16 teams still alive, 59 players inside of the game. And Miramar, we always expect a slow start, but now as we do transition to the mid-game stages, it will be quite interesting. And out of all things, I said either it was going to be a northern shift or towards the extreme south, but no, it moves towards the west, and it does work out quite nicely in the favor of XBDS, the squad that was sort of going for the late rotation. Look at that, the circle moving towards between Picado and Los Leones right now. Quite an even split between the two cities.
Yep, of course. I mean, this is a kind of a circle shift that even I did not anticipate. Now it's gonna make things even more interesting. You've got those, so buildings out there. You've got that open fields to play around with. So now vehicles are gonna be really important as to how many you have, because every single one of them is gonna matter to give you that, cover for yourself in circles like this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is going to be quite interesting. Oh, RL taking shots from the back. This is what I was just about to mention. This Picado Los Leones circle is actually, as you said, it will make things really interesting, because now every single play style or every single strategy that the teams have, I mean, the two most common ones are either trying to play the center or trying to play the edge, right? Like, just going by the bare bones strategy of things, just the basics. So that is what we usually see teams try to attempt. Either they will try and go aggressive, take control of the center earlier on, then try and pick on fights as the teams close in, or they will try and play the edges, gatekeep, and keep things slow for themselves while they gatekeep the other teams. But we'll talk about that later, as ABCNSQ actually find themselves in a bit of a scuffle against the lads of KS, and taking down a few players on the other side. But Ninja actually in a fight of their own against the players of AGT9.
Well, it's going to be really interesting to see as to what really happens over here. But now the boys from AGT9, I mean, just playing on the shorelines, edges over here of the circles. They have spotted down ABCNBSQ Matcat has fallen down. You've got another player over here who's sort of fighting for his life, and he wants to get out into safety, but he's been picked off. The last bullet connecting out from Jerry, and down he goes over there, and he will lose his life the moment he got knocked out. Now AGT9, they're sort of in the clear. Now they're gonna get inside the zone. But where is the circle gonna play the games right now? Where is the circle gonna take the shift? As we still have Raka and Sarge trying to avenge their fallen comrades, and Raka will definitely find a knock on towards Sherry over there.
That was a wonderful spray right there from Raka. I mean, really impressive from the lad, just connecting everything on his opponents, making sure that he gets the knock. But the finish is going to be quite tricky because there's a lot of distance between these two lads. But look at that RL Durjoy. We have seen amazing clutches from that lad, amazing performances, and he still manages to deliver to the same sort of hype that there was built up by him earlier on in this tournament. But look at this. So this was sort of a 3-squad fight, sort of a situation between NJ Official, AGT9, and ABCxNBSQ right here. But it has finally been broken up with AGT9 actually getting stuck in the blue. Python is a team that is ahead of them. We do see in the distance, I believe those are the players of NJ Official, not NJ Official. We're gonna find out which squad that is. The one in the dark red that we see on the map, and Python is actually in a wonderful position to actually just pick off the individuals from both these squads. But the trades do come in as Rifat did take down Insane, but he was instantly traded out. Now he's trying to fall back or making an attempt to fall back. Let's see if that is going to be a success.
Well, gotta see as to what is gonna happen over here as Team Phantom in a bit of a kerfuffle against all these teams over here, and we've got to see if 952 this time kind of step up, step big, and perform really well. But I mean, considering how the zone has been taking those shifts, all these players constantly have to keep a run, and AGT9 not really in the right situation over here, as 2 of their players have fallen down, and down goes Cherry along as well. Now this is getting so chaotic as fights are happening left, right, and center. 43 players still alive. Johnny, who do you think is gonna back this one home?
Well, I mean, I have no idea right now. We're going to have a look at the map, although we do see one of the teams already taking control of a really good position inside the circle. And, all right, it's not a team, it's just one lad right there. Jisuf is the last surviving player for his team. Oh my god, that is going to be a stressful situation that the player just finds himself in. And it is going to be one of the lads from EX Army, I believe. But let's see how far into the game he's going to make it. TRZ on the other side, taking a fight against PT4UI, and they actually wipe everyone from the game.
Well, there you go. 1952, the way they're playing, they're also getting a few squad wipes here, left, right, and center. And now they're kind of in the center of things, but they're kind of isolated from each other, Entry and Sharp.
Yeah.
Well, what do they do right now? Because if squads individually target them, then it's going to be a rather tough affair to just try and defend, rather going in for that 2-2 split, which might work out and then again might not. It's a high risk, high reward kind of situation for the lads of 1952.
Yeah, I mean, high risk, high reward, but hey, I mean, if you are in sort of a clutch moment, then you might as well just take it. And it is the squad of 1952 after all, so we know when these invited teams come into a situation like this, they tend to be a little too confident for their own good. Let's see if that is the case after the last game. But all right, so I have to admit I was wrong. There's the entire squad of EX Army left, and a few seconds earlier they had a wonderful position inside the circle, but now they find themselves on the edge. So they will have to fight their way inside once more. But before they do that, they have to make sure that the backs are cleared up. They have to pick off every single team that is trying to close in towards the circle before they try and move in. They are still on the edge. There's a part of the compound that they're in that is inside the circle, actually, so they can use that to their advantage.
Yep, and now we've got this team trying to sort of play from the edges. What are they gonna do? We've got to see as they've spotted down the players of Team BFS, one of the squads that did position themselves in the Los Leones area. Now, considering how the circle has shifted, they are also trying to get in, but Tornado with that car 98 trying to take a few shots at Turgut and will finally find his body, will take him down and will get the confirmation as well. And that was really quick. And to be using bolt action at such clutch situations, you gotta give it out to these lads. He is actually confident about his aim.
Well, he is pretty confident, and he has to be as well if you want to take fights like that. Let's see, TRZ Mamba. Look at him just spraying his heart out and taking down Immas from the side of RL, which is over to, well, his teammate actually is using the Scarl right there, so they should be able to get a few confirmations in their hand. But let's see how things are going to go down. The squad of TRZ once again controlling the circle really, really nicely. And look at this, all 4 players still alive. They have 6 kills already confirmed. We're at 20-minute mark in the game. 10 teams, 25 players still alive. GTxBeatDrop looks like might be in some trouble, as we do see again and again their name being displayed on the wrong side of the kill feed.
So that's where you do not really want to be. But
yeah.
952, they are determined to get the chicken in this one, having that small shack for them, just that one vehicle. It's going to be really tricky. But elsewhere, we do see the players of TRZ just starting to crumble down a bit, as a few of the players are falling down one after the other. But now here we have, well, Gisaf, who's got to watch out because the push is going to come in any single moment by the players of Team BFS. Now, the nades are being cooked. Any single moment, they are going to just come in. They're going to explode. Is this team ready to defend themselves over here?
Well, that is going to be a really big question, as the compound that they're hiding in is actually getting challenged right now. The players of BFS just come pouring in, and one after the other. EX Army, they are getting picked off. Joseph is the last player surviving. He's hiding on the first floor. The blue zone is going to dish out a lot of damage. Let's see if Joseph is going to be able to survive. TRZ on the other side. Oh, Joseph gets finished off. That is the end of EX Army. As I was saying, I mean, 1952 already. So they also find themselves in a bit of a weird position right now as to how do they enter the circle at this point. TRZ, I have to say, the high ground that they've taken so far is playing really, really nicely in their favor. But now they have to charge towards that open road. How is anyone supposed to do that?
It's going to be really difficult, but not impossible. But we have TRZ. I mean, gotta give it to these lads, the way they are playing. One after the other. The first game managing to get the chicken. Now also, in a very commanding spot. They did lose out on a few players initially getting knocked, but they got those wisps right back up, and well, now are moving at 8 kills for them, because 2 of them will of course get secured somehow or the other. What I really love about this team is they always do respect the higher ground. But there you have it. I mean, finally securing all the kills over here, and now they gotta get inside the zone. Now, considering how all these teams are positioned, it's gonna be a bit tough, but not really impossible. But Team BMG, I mean, they are inside the zone. They've got a compound. Let's see as to how they perform in these final circles.
Exactly. We'll be seeing how this final fight is going to break out, in fact, as we are now down to just 5 teams, 11 players still surviving inside of this game. And, well, the 3-man squad is still here. It's a difference to 3-man squad, I believe. But, hey, they still managed to find themselves in the final few teams. So, good for them. Team BMG right now with 3 kills already secured. On the edge of the circle as well, right on the very edge, and they have to take on the players of 1952.
Well, they do. It's going to be really tough, but they gotta do it somehow, and they'll be trying the best. But BMG, well, holding themselves from the lads from 952. The nades are not in the right area, or they're not just hitting the targets, so just being shot. But now, I mean, 952, well, they're playing from the dips. They've got that advantage, but Magnet wants to make a movement. Musketeers must have certainly spotted that movement around, and he's going to reposition himself accordingly. Now, we'll be lobbing a Molotov, I believe, which has failed to do any damage.
Well, let's see how this is going to play out. Yeah, the Molotov barely just a couple of inches short of falling on the other side of the of the Reds right there. But 3 teams, 9 players, 1952 still surviving, and just 3 kills on the squad, which I believe, I mean, 13 points in total, not too bad for a match. And still, if they keep playing the rest of the matches like this as well, I mean, 13 points in 4 games is not a bad average to have after the sort of first game that they've had. So we'll definitely see how this team is going to play things out. But TRG, they get spotted out. Magnet goes for the spray, but his shots are not magnetic at all. As TRG, they managed to survive, just jumping out of that Jeep at the right time. But on the other side, BMG, can't say the same about them, as Musketeer is going to be dropped out. White Cat takes down the players of 1952. Is this going to be 2 back-to-back TRG amazing performances that we will have in front of us? Look at the kills they have.
Yep, and they're gonna get even more, just rattling down the players of BMG with those bullets, and all they need to do is connect their grenades, and if they do that, they're pretty much good to go. And Atomic has already started the onslaught over here, taking down one of those players. Musketeer has fallen down. It all comes down to Shinigami, who is deleted. Now it all comes down to Magnet and his teammate, but no, that's not even gonna stop the members of TRZ. And finally, we witness that back-to-back chicken dinner.
I mean, amazing performance from this team. And the reason they did not stop was because they knew it. They knew the chicken dinner was theirs. There was absolutely nothing, absolutely no one left to stop them. And just making sure that they take what was rightfully theirs. Wonderful performance from the team. Played the edge really nicely the entire time, starting from the 12-13 minute mark, just gatekeeping done to his best, and towards the end, just those aggressive fights. And the way, even the mechanical skills from the players as well. I mean, just exiting those vehicles right as Magnet was going for the shots. Magnet was aiming for where the players are usually seated, but as soon as I believe 2 or 3 bullets connected, they just jumped out instantly. Went one guy took cover behind the rock, the other one behind the vehicle at a little bit of distance, so that when it blows up, which it did, they did not take any damage.
Yeah, and you know, the best part about Team TRZ I really felt was they're keeping the basics right.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
They're not really pulling off something out of the ordinary, something out of the blue, not going in for those complicated plays. They're keeping things simple. They are going for a high ground advantage. They're spotting players down wherever they're getting those knocks. They are committing for the kills and making those safe maneuvers, taking their own sweet time, letting the other teams fight. They're playing a very clever and you know, smart, safe game of PUBG Mobile, and that is the reason why they've managed to secure this back-to-back. And I'm not gonna be surprised if you know, in the next game of Erangel, if they get a hat-trick, because you know, this mantra is certainly working out for them, and the teams haven't really been able to figure this thing out.
Exactly, it's working out really nicely for them, as you said. And now we find ourselves at an interesting position pictures, because I mean, all right, so before, when we were these lads did not even play during the qualifiers, right? So I'll give them that. But before we were in the qualifiers earlier on during our PMCC days, only 3 games were taking place for a group. That means only 3 matches, and it's really hard to get hat tricks when you just have 3 matches to play. In a sort of a 5-match-a-day situation, TRG find themselves on the hat-trick opportunity. Do you think it's going to happen today?
Yes, I am a believer. But at the same time, you know, every single time we speculate for a hat-trick, we kind of unknowingly jinx it. So, yeah, I mean... we've just gotta see as to
it
what
happened once.
now.
It happened once, if you remember, during the World League. That was like last year, right?
Yeah, we kind of anticipate. Okay, it's coming. No.
And after
no,
that
it did. I think you do
did
gang,
happen.
right?
Yeah, you do gang. They got 3 chicken dinners, and then they did nothing the entire tournament.
Oh, I mean, I would never want to have 3 chicken dinners. You know, just be it's like being a matchstick, right? You just sparkle for a few seconds, and then you basically fizzle out.
That's when it all started. The curse of the 3 chicken dinners in tournaments, as to that's when we sort of started to notice it as well. Teams that do really well in the first few days of the tournament just fall off during the later stages. But with the way TRZ have been playing so far, it's really hard for this team to fall off. I mean, a fall off for them would look like them finishing in the top 5 and not being in the top 3. That is what a bad game for them is going to be like, I believe.
I mean, I'm enjoying myself today, like just watching these lads play, very systematic way of approach, not really making a lot of mistakes, keeping things cool and calm. So, every single thing, look at this, in this particular fight,
Exactly.
you see those mistakes being made. They know how to capitalize on it. They've got 2 players on the back lines. They're providing that cover fire. They've got 2 players already aggressing. And the best part is they're keeping all of their players alive till the very end. And every single time they are doing that.
Exactly. I mean, this team right now is an IGL's dream. It's the way they play is like textbook PUBG Mobile, the way it's meant to be played. Just the basics of the game being played to their perfection. Nothing too flashy, nothing too extreme to the levels of, this is one of those teams that we do see charging in every single fight. So nothing of that sort. Just textbook PUBG Mobile, stay safe, play from the backside. I mean, and it's just like the perfect edge gameplay that we have seen in front of us for a really long time. Just play the edge, stay safe, take the fights in front of you, avoid the ones coming from the back, and just keep moving forward along with the circles. So that is something that this team is doing really, really nicely right now.
And as a result of that, by the very end, I mean, they're ending up with 14 kills. And not just for one game, that has happened in the past 2 games. So 28 points just out of the kills is what they have got. And there you have it, the overall rankings in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. 58 points. And ImmensityX, of course, quite some difference created right from the very start. But 9 to 52 finally picking themselves up, find themselves on the 3rd position.
Look at that, 28 kills on one team, and the team on the second highest kills is 9.
Exactly. I mean, this is something that you would not want to, but as we move along,
Right.
AGxT9, I want this team to kind of be in the top 8.
I want them to, because up until now I was thinking the second highest kills was 9, but no, it's AGxT9 on the 10th position with 10 points in total, all from kills, no placement point in 2 matches. Interesting. That's an interesting approach to the game.
This is a team that lives to die.
Yeah. I mean, let's see if that is going to happen in the next match as well. For now, we'll take a very short break. Just stay tuned, keep watching. We'll be right back.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Welcome to Karakin. Today, let me guide you on an in-depth understanding of this 4 kilometer humble island. Before stepping into Karakin, you may have already heard about the intimidating Demolition Zone. In Demolition Zone, buildings will be destroyed into smithereens. But rest assured that today's tour will be a safe one. Karakin might be a small island, but the textile industry of the island works as a crucial financial support for the entire island. Our first attraction is Al Haik. Al Haik is a medium-scale town, and people who lived here refine pigments for a living. Then those pigments will be sent to Hadika Nemo for dyeing. Skyscrapers are scarce in Al Haik. Compared to other urban areas, there are fewer visitors here, which makes looting easier. It's a perfect choice for a team of 4 in search of adequate equipment supplies. We'll be walking by the sea, and our next attraction will be Hadika Nemo, which serves as the port of importing raw materials of Karakin. Imported textiles are dyed in vats filled with multiple colors and distributed to the factories. If you want to choose this place as your landing spot, then it's recommended that 1 to 2 players in your team land in the containers area, as they can easily find combat supplies here, and head to the city to support their teammates. In the middle of our journey to Al Habar, we'll be passing by an enclosed warehouse. You will need to use sticky bomb to blast the walls that look less solid to get in. There's always something nice in here, but be careful, as one might not want to hide behind those walls during combat, because those unmaintained walls can be easily penetrated with just a touch, making you susceptible to attacks from enemies and exposing you to dangers. The next stop is Al Habar, which is the largest urban area in Karakin. There are many residents, hence the numerous high-rising residences. No doubt this place will be a popular spot in the future. Our next attraction is the port city of Bar Shahir, which stores and exports goods of Karakin. This is the perfect spot to search for weapons, making it my personal favorite. Next up is the city of the West, Bashara. It was a city congested with residents, with tall buildings providing convenience in observing the surrounding movements. Just make sure not to lose your directions here. Our final destination is the cargo ship, located at the southwest corner of the map. This ship has been idle here for forever, and has already been abandoned. Yet there are still goods that remained here. However, due to the gigantic size of the cargo ship and the containers, this place no doubt becomes a place to rumble. Don't you feel the excitement already just thinking of it? Besides these urban areas, Karakin also houses many such little buildings. Rumor has it that there's another passage beneath these buildings, as well as a huge space beneath Karakin. Well, it's up to you, believe them or not. Alright, your Karakin tour is now closing its curtains. Looking forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, we got it, we did it! I know you'll be there for me.
I'll always be you.
Whoa! How you? Yes! Thank you, bro.
Welcome to Karakin. Today, let me guide you on an in-depth understanding of this 4 kilometer humble island. Before stepping into Karakin, you may have already heard about the intimidating demolitions in demolition to smithereens. But rest assured that today's tour will be a safe one. Karakin might be a small island, but the textile industry of the island works as a crucial financial support for the entire island. Our first attraction is Al Haik. Al Haik is a medium-scale town, and people who lived here refine pigments for a living. Then those pigments will be sent to AGxT9 for dyeing. Skyscrapers are scarce in Al Haik. Compared to other urban areas, there are fewer visitors here, which makes looting easier. It's a perfect choice for a team of 4 in search of adequate equipment supplies. We'll be walking by the sea, and our next attraction will be AGxT9, which serves as the port of importing raw materials of Karakin. Imported textiles are dyed in vats filled with multiple colors and distributed to the factories. If you want to choose this place as your landing spot, then it's recommended that 1 to 2 players in your team land in the containers area, as they can easily find combat supplies here, and head to the city to support their team.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, welcome back to the PUBG Mobile Bangladesh Campus Championship 2021, brought to you by the Oppo F19 Pro. This is Super Johnny here, joined by a Trooper, and we have seen amazing matches so far. The first 2 games really nicely being played by the team of TRZ, but let's see what this third Erangel is going to look like for the team.
Definitely, we are up for the third Erangel now, but both the chicken dinners for the same team, Johnny. What is up here? So we are in, and we'll see how the team of TRZ is going to dominate in this lobby as well. Because I'm pretty surprised with the looks of the overall ranking. One team almost at 60 points, others not even managing 10 kill points for themselves. This is not what we expected when this day began.
Well, yeah, this is not what we were looking forward to, but hey, apparently this is how this team decides to play things out. But let's see what the future is going to look like. As you said, not just for them, but for the other teams, there's a massive difference right now between them, the team sitting on the first position, and the team on the second position as well. So it's not going to be an easy distance to cover right there. So it will make things a lot more interesting for the lads on the bottom half of the standings, because now, as we always talk about, if there's a vacuum of points by one team sitting at the top, things become really volatile for the remainder of the teams inside of the lobby right now. And again, quite an interesting situation, since the trajectory was leaning towards the northern side of the map. Most of the teams are heading towards the south. And there's a cluster of teams taking the North Georgopol, a sort of an area for themselves. There's like four teams present in that location. So I believe an early collision, early fight over there is going to be taking place anytime now.
Definitely, an early fight can happen there anytime now. But look at that, GT. They've already got the vehicles, GTxBeatDrop. They're heading towards Novoripnoi. So they've made it sure whatever is going to be the plane path, they are going towards the containers of Novoripnoi. And this is something we talked about during the start of the first game as well. But look at that. Towards the northern side of Rozhok. Rozhok is also empty, but towards the northern side of Rozhok, over that northern part of the map where Severny shooting range is, just one team is going to hold up. That is 71 Esports. That is also inside the Georgopol apartments. Most of the teams towards the main island, just one team's on that military island. So we have a pretty crowded main island in this game.
Oh yeah, I mean, the main island is the only place that's crowded. But GTxBeatDrop actually picking up those vehicles and heading towards Novoripnoi, so they will find themselves all alone on that military island. Although, talk about being alone, look at AGxT9. the only team in Pochinki, and there is no one around them in like I believe that's what, like a
BMG, yes.
400-meter radius.
Definitely. BMG did go to Pochinki with them. They
Oh,
dominated over Pochinki in the last game, but now they have moved to Milta, and they had no casualties in Pochinki the last time they went. They were dominating over AGT9, and they got 2 kills from AGT9 in Pochinki, but now they have changed the drop location to Milta. So that's a pretty interesting decision for me. Let's see how the things are going to change for BMG after this quite big decision that they have taken. But I'm really surprised with the kind of population that is concentrated towards the area of Milta. Milta is has BMG, as we spoke. Farm has the team of ABCNBSQ. Then we have in the Milta Power, Milta Factory region, another team of ImmensityX, I believe. They're holding up. So quite a bit of population towards that section of the map.
well, yeah, a lot of population towards the western side of the map. I mean, it's like west and east both are populated really, really nicely,
Yeah.
but the difference is towards the east, the teams are really nicely spread out. Because look at Yasnaya, Pochinki School, Rozoklipovka, the Mansion Shelter, every single decent location has been taken over. While on towards the western part of the map, there are not that many places, right? So that's why the teams are all clustered up together. Look at the Georgia Pole area. That is so densely populated. 1952 had to drop towards the south of Everest. There is nothing south of Everest, short of a few individual compounds. The 3-4 building clusters that are there. So 1952 will not have an easy time in the early game, and things will look sort of more interesting. If you notice the fact that then there's one of the players from SN quite close to them right now, and also 1952 went for a split. 3 players towards the south of hospital. Entry is in. What is he doing in Ferry Pier?
Is looting up. That is exactly where they intend to go to, right? But on the way, they are getting close to quite new teams here. So that is going to be a point of concern for this team. And I believe where Sharp and Magnet are, that canal area is also a good spot, and there are a lot of compounds to loot up, and that is exactly what they might intend to do here. But the two teammates looting up Ferry Pair. And that's quite a bit of space that they had between each other, between then the other 3 players. So this is going to get interesting pretty soon, and we'll keep a close eye on where the players of 1952 move.
Well, yeah, we will keep a close eye on that squad as well. But talking about the other situation, all right, SN actually find themselves in a bit of a scuffle in the early stages as one of their lads was knocked out. I believe it was a sniper shot to take the individual down, but the finish is not going to be an easy one as the fight is happening towards the Georgia Pole apartments, the Georgia Pole city area, and it is not easy to close these distances between the between the squads right there. All right, they took down the individual at hospital, and there's that open run that you have to make to charge from the Georgia Pole city to the hospital area. That is basically a death trap right there. So they won't be trying to. They won't even make an attempt right now to close the distance. Right now, I think the priority is going to be just to stay safe and just to get the early game loot as fast as possible in order to take these fights towards George Pole and the hospital.
Yep, as you mentioned, there are a lot of team towards the western coast as well, and we can see the team of BFS just lurking around the ridges of the Georgia Pool City right now. So this is also going to be pretty interesting, and we noticed that 71 Esports was towards the northern side of the Georgia Pool of the river. They were looting up the northern side, and now they have made moved their way towards this side as well. So they might just get caught off guard here because Xerox Whitey is moving out in the open, but lucky for him, he's not been spotted so far. But this is a pretty interesting encounter that might happen, as we know there's a team in hospital as well. So let's see how things are going to shape up towards this western coast. But I don't think these teams should spend a lot of time here at this stage, because the circle is not looking to be towards this edge for a lot of time. So this is the time they need to loot up and make their early rotations. Why are they looking for a fight here? I'm not able to understand.
Well, it's not just even I can't understand what is the reason to pick a fight this early in the game when we always talk about just getting a priority for the circle, just making it a priority to get your loot going. There is absolutely no reason to aggress this early on, especially considering like the squad is inside the circle as well. So they have to prioritize the safety right there. That should be the decision. But let's see how things are going to play around for this matchup right now in front of us. And again, all right. So another interesting thing to notice right now would be the fact that we have 16 teams, but 59 players inside the lobby. Uh,
Ooh,
Even if we take a
yeah.
few casualties out of the match, that means we have a few teams with 3-player rosters playing.
That is pretty unfortunate, to be honest. And because I believe we had a 63 player lobby in Erangel, that is what we saw.
Yeah.
But in the first Erangel, and now it has been reduced to 59. I believe we have had just one or two, maybe one finished so far. So 60 players joined it. So three of the teams missing out, one of them from being the players of BFS Esports as well. They missed out on a player. So this is not something you expect at this level, and this is the discipline that you need to carry. To be pretty honest, and look at that instant finish for that player, Supernova. Puma, he's out of the game, and he was the player lurking around the players of 1952 as well. So he was quite far away from his teammate, and has been punished for it quite drastically there.
Supernova not having a fun time in this game. But BFS, look at them. As we said, an early rotation should have been a priority for these lads, and that is what they are doing exactly. But they're rotating from the northern side and just prioritizing their safety, avoiding any sort of early conflicts, and now they enter the main island again through Rozhok. They are being chased, well, sort of, because 7-1 Esports is right behind them. Let's see if they actually manage to catch up. Oh, it looks like both the teams are mirroring each other's rotations, but just at sort of a bit of a distance, as 7-1 Esports actually enter the main island from the bridge that is extreme east towards the George Pole area, and now they are almost at the slope of Everest. So they are going to be closing into the southern side of ruins anytime soon, where they will encounter a squad. So let's see if a fight breaks out against Supernova right there.
Definitely, and one thing to keep an eye on is where AGT9 Insane and the teammates are right now. That is where exactly 1952 is headed. Pochinki is going to be the center of attraction with this zone right here. So let's see, there is a lot of high grounds and ridges around the city of Pochinki. Those are going to get controlled. They're going to be a good. The DP is going to play a very crucial role in this kind of a circle. It always does in Erangel, but also here in this circle as well. So we'll keep a close eye on how that part of the cluster is going to like open up, because we see a lot of teams now trying to get towards the center, and that is what the situation is. But on the other hand, look at Xperius. They are just making the rotation from Yasnayapul, and it would be interesting how they are going to shape that up, because from that region, from that area where they are looting up and coming in, there was a team of I believe TRZ. They looted up mansion and prison, and they're inside the cluster already. So they are also going to play a significant impact, and this cluster is going to break off pretty soon.
Well, the cluster might be breaking off really, really soon, and it has to. Otherwise, there won't be those fun mid games that we always wait for. And well, without those mid game skirmishes, things would look just really, really slow inside of the game. But all right, so another interesting thing, RL, they were a 3-man roster inside of the match when the game started, but now they have been cut down to 2-man, as one of the star players from the team, Durjoy, was taken out. So it's up to Axis and Mars to carry their team forward. RL is an interesting team because Trooper, you and I remember casting their matches when they were qualifying for the quarterfinals that they are playing right now, and it was always fun to see this squad because you never know what to expect from them. There were times when it was a 3-man squad and they would go full aggro, just YOLOing their way to the end game scenarios. And there were times when even with 4-man squads, a good position inside the circle, every single good loot that you could want in terms of heals, armor, helmets, they would just play passively. So let's see what sort of a situation the teams bring. That team in particular brings to the table at this point. But hey, Pochinki, AGT9 finally find themselves some new neighbors.
Definitely. And coming back to the team of Red Light, right? The way, as you mentioned, that they have played. And I remember that was a team that made an impression in a few of the last games on the last day that they were playing, and got their spot in the final circle. So that is also going to play a pretty big role in their morale and confidence as well. We'll see how they convert that. But Red Light, playing 3-man squad right now, they've already lost a player. They had a decent Erangel. One of the players was there in the final circle, but now they're just reduced to a duo. So that is also going to play an impact on them. Let's see how far this duo can go. But coming back to this Pochinki circle, this cluster, is looking really, really good for me. And I'm pretty excited how the things are going to open this up right now. And for that, they might just need the help of this beast right here in this airdrop too, with an extended quick draw and a backpack level 3. That has become a quite common thing, right? The backpack level 3, you see that in almost every second or third airdrop nowadays. But the level 3 gears are always there for the player to loot up. But Magnet, he goes down once again. This is not looking good for Magnet. He's a very, very experienced and big player for this team, and he is going down so easily inside Erangels. I'm not happy with how things are shaping up for him on this day.
Well, definitely. I mean, we do expect a lot of really good performance from this team, considering who they are, where they come from, what sort of experience they have now. Because earlier on, I mean, yes, earlier on when we were casting their matches, we would say, all right, this is a new team. These are a fresh set of players. They lack the experience of performing at the top tier, but not anymore. Not anymore. Now they have experienced what some of the best South Asian teams play like. They have been in the same lobby with them. They have beaten them again and again. This is a team that we know can really put wonderful performances on the board. They are sitting in the top 3 as far as the overall standings are concerned, but again, that is due to the fact that TRG is actually destroying everyone, and they just turned out to be the least destroyed team in the last match. But this match, they need at least another top 3 finish. They need those 13 points, as I said in the last game, coming for themselves. But 7-1 Esports, are they going to allow that? Counter tossing a nade towards the players of 1952. Again, the split is there from the team. They have surrounded this location, but it is just a 1-1-1 split. That is never going to work out.
Let's see what they are thinking. That only time will tell, and how things are going to move for them. That will keep a close eye on them. But that's a big split. If just one knock comes in, it's going to get pretty difficult for the revive to come in. And if that sort of attempt is executed, the other player might just go down in the process. So that is something they need to keep an eye on. But 71 Esports right here, they are also going to play their mark here. But 1952, they are also... Look at the distance that they've got between the players here. Look at where Tawfiq is right now.
Well, let's see how this is going to play out. I mean, Tawfiq, Sharp, and Entry, as I said, different locations have been taken by these players, and they are just they are going for a sort of a weird approach to the situation that we have analyzed so far in this game. It's not going to be an easy job to pull themselves out of this situation. Oh, Entry, he's making the approach. 7-1 Esports in their vehicles. He hears the sound and he sees the buggy. One knock should be confirmed, and yes, he does get that one knock. But what about the rest of the lads who are just now going to stop and get the picks? Entry is going to secure this kill. He's going to secure this point, but 7-1 Esports, they climb up. This is what I was talking about. Counter, he's falling back. He sees Entry. He's going to take him down, but no, Counter falls down as Entry just connects the perfect headshot on his opponent, surviving with around 50% HP. 7-1 Esports getting absolutely destroyed by Entry all alone. Now he's looking for the third player, but before he does that, he's going to make sure that Counter is not going to be able to give away any information to his teammate.
Wow, that is a pretty big impact that this team is making right now with the kind of split that they are playing with. And Entry he's got 2 kills already for his teammate. But look at this zone with just a little bit part of Pochinki inside it, and with the ridges where 1952 was playing for is now outside. But look at that, shots coming on that rotation for Supernova as well. And let's see what sort of an impact there's 1952 going to do on that rotation. But they also need to make sure that they have also got to go inside the zone. That is something they need to keep a pretty close eye on, and we'll see when they decide to move.
Well, we'll see, as you said, when they decide to move, and how they take the rest of the game. But in the meanwhile, KS Vortex is going to be taken down, not having a fun time inside of the game. And I believe 7-1 Esports, they have been taken out completely. Python actually taking up wonderful fights as well. BFS getting pinned down by 2 different teams, because we did see, I mean, individuals being picked off by 2 different teams right there in the kill feeds. Definitely not an easy situation for the team to pull themselves out of.
Definitely, this is not going to be a difficult, a very easy situation to deal with so many players inside the lobby. 15 teams still surviving here, and look at these trenches being contested here by SR Esports and the players of Phantom UI, and this close range fight with the Scarlet right now with the red tolerant. Let's see, and the Scarlet is going to be really good with the fire, and he's going to get the Cobra down here. But let's see how the Igniter boy is going to retract here. But the Emperor is looking good. He gets an there's another knock coming in from the players of GTxBeatDrop, who are holding the double ban house out there. So a brilliant opening for Emperor. He does not have a clue, obviously, about this. If he knew, he would have rushed in for sure. But look at that at the kill feed, 1952 taking hold of the players of 71 Esports as well.
Well, they have pinned them down, and once again, after one team, they are moving forward for the rest of the lads. But look at Phantom 4 UI, this individual Emperor. Oh, I wish the nade was to the left, Emperor. You would have taken down all the players. Just a little to the left, little to the left. All right, this one is aimed perfectly. It's a little short.
Just a little short. That could have been a big nade for the players of SR Esports. But let's see, 3 players, less than 10 HP down there. This is going to be pretty difficult for them. Let's see, they all are regrouping at the same time. Two first aids are up, Cobra still out
nade.
there. But another nade, that is exactly what Emperor needed to do, and he has missed the trick here. But look at the zone, Johnny. It has shifted northern towards the northern side of where this team is holding up right now, and they got to move out in the open, and they have a really bad neighbors out there. GTxBeatDrop keeping a close eye on them. It's going to be a pretty hectic run out in the open for these lads.
It is definitely will be a hectic run. And Emperor, talking about him from PT4UI, he's a man that's just about to die. He just does not know when to quit. And well, I guess the players of SR Esports will make him realize, buddy, your time is done. Why blow up that vehicle when your teammate is looting? Ignite, you greedy lad.
I think it's going to make his teammates as well quite unhappy about it. But we'll see how he's going to regroup after that, and it's going to wait. So they got to come back into this action pretty soon. Look at this now, GTxBeatDrop. They have a concrete cover inside the zone, and with 12 teams trying to get hold of this situation, this zone right now, it's going to get pretty spicy because the fifth circle, ladies and gentlemen, has started closing in here. Pennywise is concentrated towards SR Esports. It's the same window he's peeking from again and again, but this is a mistake that is coming in from SR Esports. They need to make sure if a player is peeking in from the same window again and again, you need to get hold of him, and they are missing out on a trick here. Let's see how long is Pennywise going to hurt them with this M4 that he's using right now.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be quite interesting, but let's see how things are going to go for this team. DP in the hands of the individual trying to hold off the players of SR Esports. Python, they have been pinned down. ABCxNBSQ trying to take the fight against NJ Official. Python, Maxton is going to be dropped down as well. AGxT9, utility usage perfectly on point. It's like utility should be an extension of your weapons, and that is exactly what they're doing, just using it to perfection to pick off the players of Python. And I believe the squad has been finished off already, as the team counter just went from 11 to 9 in an instant.
Definitely, in an instant they're out of the game. But this Slamin also coming in, and look at that, almost getting knocked himself. Rocks out there, but he's going to pop in some smokes for his teammate to come in. Mad Cat flows in there. They have a teammate that is not in the process of coming towards them, but this is another team trying to move in. This is the team of BMG. They did not go towards Pochinki, and this is where the circle is leading to them right now, just outside Pochinki. BMG Musketeer with his team looking around on those ridges. GTxBeatDrop holding the double ban house right now, but both these teams are now outside the play zone area, so this has got to be a pressure situation for these lads. They also got to move now. This is going to create an opening for SR Esports that was lurking around the trenches, but look at Pennywise constantly making sure that he is hurting the players of SR Esports and the other lads that he can find out in the open there.
Well, let's see if they can actually find out the individuals out in the open. GTxBeatDrop still surviving, 2 kills to their name. and they have a wonderful opportunity to take these fights. So this is going to be a complete open area finish right now in this matchup. There is hardly any cover. The cover that is there is on the edges of the circle, so you can stay in there until the blue zone closes, but after the blue arrives you have to move in, and that is when things will get tricky. The smokes are already being popped up, but ABCxNBSQ Raka, he was totally tunnel vision towards the team on his right, totally forgot about the houses on the left, and forgot about the fact that someone could be there, and he will get punished. He gets picked off by Lucy from GTxBeatDrop.
Let's see how things are going to shape up, because just 5 teams now there in the final circle. GTxBeatDrop, AGxT9, these are the 2 teams. These are looking good right now. But there are more teams that can take away the chicken dinner from this situation, because we should not forget 2 players from 1952, Tawfiq with Sharp. They are also going to make a huge impact on this fight. And with them in this final circle, this is going to open up things. But once again, TRZ, they have a concrete cover, that single story house. That is exactly what they're using right now. So they're also going to give a big impact on this final circle, as they already hold 10 kills in their tally.
Well, they already have a lot of points secured, and they are also in the top 5. So it should be quite interesting to see how the finish of this game is going to occur. And as we have been talking about it, I mean, we were having this conversation, TRZ on the verge of a hat trick. Again, the whole squad in the top 5. They have ABCxNBSQ pinned down behind. But this is the problem with TRZ. And this can actually... Alright, so I was just about to say the fact that TRZ are always focused in their front. They are ignoring ABCxNBSQ in the back. The 2-man squad could have actually picked them up, but GTxBeatDrop helped them out. GTxBeatDrop pick up one of the individuals from the side of ABC, and now Mad Cat is the last surviving player from the team. TRZ, this should be their game.
Oh, yep, he's almost like the last surviving player, Mad Cat, from his team. He's the special player. But the first hit, it is going to pop in time. He's getting shots from the players of GTxBeatDrop as well. And the players of AGxT9 also spot him, give him some damage. He's under constant pressure from all the directions right now. But let's see how far is he going to survive with the last first hit. He's going to stand up and spot Sharp out there and gets that knock definitely. That knock was in there from the players of GTxBeatDrop. So he's gone down out of the game. Now just 4 teams remaining here. Let's see. Tawfiq is the last surviving player from 1952. He's out in the open. This yellow grass is going to give a little bit of cover to him, I believe.
Well, it's going to give, as he said, a little bit of cover, not much. So Tawfiq needs to be extra careful. 4 kills secured for 1952. If they can make it in the top 3, that's it. That's all 1952 needs right now. To keep things close. But Tawfiq, he's taking a few shots. I believe those shots came from the side of GTxBeatDrop. Yes, on the map, that's what it shows. GTxBeatDrop have him spotted out. Tawfiq still moving in, takes a few more hits, and that should be it. That is the demise. Immon, the man with the eagle eye, just finishing off that team right there. Now, it all comes down to these 3 teams, GTxBeatDrop, AGxT9, and the team with the hat-trick opportunity, TRZ. Let's see, are we going to get 3 chicken dinners back to back? GTxBeatDrop in a really wonderful position though. They have the attention of both the teams. They have the players spotted out. They are picking off the players of AGxT9, TRZ. They make a run for it. That could have been a bad move. Getting separated from your teammates. Now TRZ, they are about to be picked off by this team.
It's not easy to get 1 chicken dinner in this lobby, ladies and gentlemen, and one of the teams here is about to get their 3rd. Let's see. White Cat with a knock coming in. Pennywise goes down. This is a big knock, and look at that. White Cat getting the 2nd one. Immon is down now. This is not looking good for the players of GTxBeatDrop. They are falling like a house of cards here. Just one last lad remaining, and he goes down as well.
14.
So TRZ making sure they are heading towards this 3rd chicken dinner in the campus championship round 64. Just one last and final pair in front of them. Let's see. How long is he going to hold on? No, not for long. TRZ with a triple chicken, ladies and gentlemen, and they are outshining every other team, I believe, in this competition so far.
3 chicken dinners back to back. I mean, that is not an easy feat to accomplish. Doesn't matter whether you're playing your own games or a competitive match, and this team has done it. And not just that, not just 3 chicken dinners back to back, they've done
3 chicken dinners with high kills, 14 in the last 2 games, 15 in this one, just one-upping their own performance. When are they going to stop? Every single match is just perfect from this team. And also, the stars align. I thought that individual from TRZ running towards the center of the circle was massive, was a really big mistake, and GTxBeatDrop could have actually played things out in their favor, but no, that did not happen.
Definitely, and when you were saying that, Johnny, that the players of GTxBeatDrop have an eagle eye out there, I was just feeling like it's a big challenge coming in front of them. And look at how they stumbled to the challenge. TRZ did not give them an opportunity at all. They felt like House of Cards. Their players were like, they were eliminated in less than 10 seconds after the first knock. And this was not a pretty decent sight for the players of GTxBeatDrop. But that is the story of the game. Triple chicken dinner secured here, ladies and gentlemen, where the rest of the teams are not even getting into the double figures of kills. This is an amazing performance coming in from TRD, and it's going to be remembered for a lot of time.
Yeah, it will be remembered for a long time, the way this team has been playing. They just got me hyped to see how well they will do in the rest of the tournament. I mean, not just the quarterfinals, the semis, the finals, what are those going to look like with them in it? And wonderful performance. And as I was saying, I mean, the stars aligned for them because ABC was in a perfect position to pick off TRZ. They weren't even looking at their back. They were unaware of the team behind them. And then GTxBeatDrop comes in. They challenge, we'll just get a few kills. They cleared the back for TRZ, in turn helping them secure this chicken. And look at that, 15 kills, 30 points for this team. The team on the second position has 19 points. Massive difference in just the standings of the game. The difference in the overall was already pretty big. And with these 30 points, it's going to get even bigger.
And with the team that is going to be pretty soon playing inside the Pro League South Asia Regional Finals in the lobby, that is the team. And this is not the team we are talking about, right?
We're talking about 1952.
Other team that is getting, 1952 is in the lobby, and they are getting dominated over here. Not specifically they are getting dominated. All the 15 teams are getting dominated here by DRG, and they are playing an amazing.
Although for 1952, I have to say, I don't know what they're doing. Like that, this play right here. How does that make sense? That's a 3-man split. They're literally surrounding the entire mountain with just 3 players on one single point. And Entry somehow, being the madman that he is, just manages to get 2 kills. He's done that against the best players of South Asia as well, so that is his comfort zone right there. But 1952, this is not how they play. It feels like 1952 is just experimenting with some stuff. They are cooking up some sort of weird concoction of a play style that they would like to see working out, but it's clearly not. But I believe 1952, the moment they switch back to the team that we know, as you said, the team that we see in the South Asian competition, the moment that 1952 comes back, it's all going to be good.
Definitely, and that 1952 is not going to lose Magnet, pretty sure. I'm pretty early, I'm sure. And that is going to give a different impact. But the team of TRZ Esports, they are making a statement. They're making a statement here that they can dominate whichever lobby they want. And as for how long a period they want, 3 matches back-to-back, Johnny. It's not easy to get 1 chicken dinner. They've got 3 back-to-back. And this is not at all an easy task to do. Not at all easy. In any lobby, even in a T3 lobby, it's not easy for any big team to get 3 chicken dinners back to back.
88 points. I was just about to say, I want to see how many points they have. They have 88 points in total. GTxBeatDrop is on the second with 36.
Yep. They're running away with the show.
What is that? 52-point difference?
Yeah,
52-point difference between the teams.
Running away with the show completely here, TRZ Esports. They are look at that, 43 kills for them, and look at the placement and the kills point for the rest of the team. They do not. No other team has 43 points in total other than TRZ Esports, and that is the sort of domination they are pulling off here. I'm really impressed, psyched, hyped, whatever you want to call it, for how this team is going to play in the later stages, just like you said, John.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see their performance.
when they move on to the next stages of the tournament. But not just that, I'm just happy with the fact that I believe it was AGxT9 that was sitting on the 10th position with 10 kills to their name. I'm just happy they find themselves in the top 9, because that team was like, they were doing really well with the level of aggression. 10 kills in 2 matches, that means 5 kills every single game. And this is what I always talk about. Early aggression can be good for you. Even if you don't get those placement points, those kills keep you in the fight. 5 kills in every single game match. After 3 games, you will have 15 points in a situation like this. Those 15 points are better than nothing. But let's see if the team will be able to recover and find themselves in the top 3 in the next matches, in the matches that we have left. But for now, we'll take a very short break. So just stay tuned, keep watching. We'll be right back.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the street? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Welcome to Karakin. Today, let me guide you on an in-depth understanding of this 4-square-kilometer humble island. Before stepping into Karakin, you may have already heard about the intimidating Demolition Zone. In Demolition Zone, buildings will be destroyed into smithereens. But rest assured that today's tour will be a safe one. Karakin might be a small island, but the textile industry of the island works as a crucial financial support for the entire island. Our first attraction is Al Haik. Al Haik is a medium-scale town, and people who lived here refine pigments for a living. Then those pigments will be sent to AGxT9 for dyeing. Skyscrapers are scarce in Al Haik. Compared to other urban areas, there are fewer visitors here, which makes looting easier. It's a perfect choice for a team of 4 in search of adequate equipment supplies. We'll be walking by the sea, and our next attraction will be AGxT9, which serves as the port of importing raw materials of Karakin. Imported textiles are dyed in vats filled with multiple colors and distributed to the factories. If you want to choose this place as your landing spot, then it's recommended that 1 to 2 players in your team land in the containers area, as they can easily find combat supplies here, and head to the city to support their teammates. In the middle of our journey to Al Habar, we'll be passing by an enclosed warehouse. You will need to use sticky bomb to blast the walls that look less solid to get in. There's always something nice in here. But be careful, as one might not want to hide behind those walls during combat, because those unmaintained walls can be easily penetrated with just a touch, making you susceptible to attacks from enemies and exposing you to dangers. The next stop is Al Habar, which is the largest urban area in Karakin. There are many residents, hence the numerous high-rising residences. No doubt this place will be a popular spot in the future. Our next attraction is the port city of Bar Shahir, which stores and exports goods of Karakin. This is the perfect spot to search for weapons, making it my personal favorite. Next up is the city of the West, Bashara. It was a city congested with residents, with tall buildings providing convenience in observing the surrounding movements. Just make sure not to lose your directions here. Our final destination is the cargo ship, located at the southwest corner of the map. This ship has been idle here for forever, and has already been abandoned. Yet there are still goods that remained here. However, due to the gigantic size of the cargo ship and the containers, this place no doubt becomes a place to rumble. Don't you feel the excitement already just thinking of it? Besides these urban areas, Karakin also houses many such little buildings. Rumor has it that there's another passage beneath these buildings, as well as a huge space beneath Karakin. Well, it's up to you, believe them or not. Alright, your Karakin tour is now closing its curtains. Looking forward to seeing you next time.
hat?
Yeah, we got it, we did it! I know you'll be there for me.
I'll always be here.
Whoa! How are you? Yes! Thank you, bro.
Welcome to Karakin. Today, let me guide you on an in-depth understanding of this 4-square-kilometer humble island. Before stepping into Karakin, you may have already heard about the intimidating demolition zone. In demolition zone, buildings will be destroyed into smithereens. But rest assured that today's tour will be a safe one. Karakin might be a small island, but the textile industry of the island works as a crucial financial support for the entire island. Our first attraction is Al Haik. Al Haik is a medium-scale town, and people who lived here refine pigments for a living. Then those pigments will be sent to Hadika Nemo for dyeing. Skyscrapers are scarce in Al Haik. Compared to other urban areas, there are fewer visitors here, which makes looting easier. It's a perfect choice for a team of 4 in search of adequate equipment supplies. We'll be walking by the sea, and our next attraction will be Hadika Nemo, which serves as the port of importing raw materials of Karakin. Imported textiles are dyed in vats filled with multiple colors and distributed to the factories. If you want to choose this place as your landing spot, then it's recommended that 1 to 2 players.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Taking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Hello, guys, and welcome to PUBG Mobile Campus Championship Bangladesh 2021, sponsored by the Oppo F19 Pro. This is Trooper. I've got Fixes here with me, and TRZ Esports. Fixes 3 chicken dinners back to back. The hat trick is done here.
Well, I do not know what to say. I mean, who is even gonna stop these lads the way they are playing? I mean, TRZ would have loved to see them in the PMPL. I mean, you put in any single squad in front of them, they are going ham after them. And 14, 15 kills. Now, next is what? Are they going for a quad? Is it possible? 4 back to back.
Let's see. Let's see. I've never seen that happen in any lobby anywhere. That four
Yeah.
back-to-back chicken dinners. If this happens, oh, it's going to be an amazing, amazing feat. Yeah, that these lads are going to pull off. Let's see. Let's see if that happens or not. And, and like speaking when the day started, this is something we did not expected fixes in the
Yeah.
first game. And you
Never.
remember how I was asking where is TRZ Esports, the other team that has been invited? They have answered that pretty amazingly, right? They have answered that pretty amazingly. They're right at the
They
top
took
with
it
88 points.
personally.
Let's see, let's see, and this is a pretty northern plain path here with a tilt towards the western side. Let's see where the teams are going to head, and I would be pretty interested who is going to take up the places of boot camp and paradise resort here, and that is something we're going to keep an eye on. But by the looks of it, I think yes, Supernova is the team that is headed towards paradise resort, and BFS and TRZ, they are the ones heading towards boot camp. So let's see if these are the teams who are going to occupy these important, crucial drop zones in the game.
Hmm. So, looking at how things are right now, I mean, a lot of teams are right beside each other. I mean, I think we might witness some very early quick skirmishes because the southern side is completely vacant. But now teams like AGT9, XPDS, they are making a plunge for it. But look at the circle. I mean, towards the southwestern island. I mean, a circle which we do not see quite often. What do you think? Is it going towards Painan or maybe the hills below Painan or
Definitely, we'll
somewhere
see.
else?
Let's see where it is going to go. By the looks of it, it looks like there's going to be the area of Kuori and Painan. That is exactly where you mentioned. By the looks of it, it's looking to go there. But this circle, this sort of circle, sometimes just also ends up towards the western side of ruins and just towards the southern part of ruins as well. So we'll keep a close eye on that because if that happens, it's going to be an amazing, amazing thing for the teams coming in from the northern side, from that Camp Alpha side. They'll have a bit of a challenge crossing that bridge, but we'll see how the things go ahead from here.
Of course, we certainly have to. But right now, I mean, looking at how these teams have, placed each other, ABC quite a unique way of dropping off. But right in front of us, we've got the lads from 71 looting the entirety of Painan. Now, Painan is one of the places that gets really tricky. With the time when you especially have a circle when you might, sort of speculate that it will be in those final zones, and you kind of confused as to which side you have to go to. Is it going to be the western? Is it going to be the northern side, or is it going to be the southern Painan? So kind of keeps players into that thought process. You need to have your splits. You need to have your right numbers. Rotations sort of get very difficult over there. So let's see as to what teams are up to in this one.
Definitely, definitely. Let's see what the teams are up to in this game. We got to keep an eye on that. And by the looks of it, look at this early movement coming in from the team of 1952 fixers, and they're crossing the bridge. So this is going to give you an idea. This is going to give us all an idea that that is where they are thinking the zone is going to move. So this is an all-important rotation coming in. They are not going to waste their time on that island of Camp Bravo. This is a pretty important step in the proceedings of the game. Let's see how things move ahead for 1952 from here, because by the looks of it, I know that now this team would be looking for that number, that chicken dinner in their tally. That is what they would be eyeing at now.
Well, that's definitely there. Now, I mean, TRC. Well, what do I say? I'm kind of out of words with the way these lads have been playing. Perfect game of PUBG Mobile, and yet none of these teams have started to figure them out. And for a moment, you would think that yes, they had a chance. Maybe a team did. They were on the back lines, but they got eliminated by another one. So yeah, even the gods sort of want TRC to be winning all the matches.
The gods and even the other teams are helping them quite a bit, right? Even in
Yeah.
the last game in the final circle, there was a team right behind who could have like backstabbed them, but there was the team of GTxBeatDrop who got hold of ABC at the right time and like made sure there was a clear passage for the team of TRZ right outside their single story house. So all these things play a little bit of part in the turn of events. And look at that, with that rotation of 1952, they've got a kill there. So this is the beauty of the game of the battle royale, right? Had 952 not made that rotation, they would not have got the skill at this point. So this is all the turn of events, and that is somehow favoring TRZ Esports in the current situation in all the previous three games.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it has been. And now, I mean, moving on, let's see as to what these lads are up to. But AGT9 have, I believe, spotted down the players of XPDS. It's insane. That's going to be just hiding behind the rocks over there, waiting for a nice opportunistic moment to strike. But by the looks of it, not making a lot of movement though. He's just scouring around the land for extra information. Just wants to know that he's in the clear before taking any kind of shots, as he has given the call. And the teammates are also coming in, so a potential fight coming out from AGT9.
Definitely, and this team is also going to be under a bit of pressure, right? They wanted to make a huge impact, and they were coming in with a lot of confidence right now. But it's been a decent performance so far. As we speak, they pulled up another knock on the lads there, so they are giving damages to the team in the vicinity right now. And two games back to back in the Erangels, I've seen them in the final circle as well. So it's a pretty decent outing for T9 for now. But I think they got to go for that YOLO mode in this tournament, right? With YOLO on our screen right now, that is the that is the only thing that comes up to say for them.
I mean, all right. So we've seen, these lads do have the potential to go complete YOLO, but at the same time, I mean, XBDS, they're putting up quite some fight over there. But ABC and BSQ, they are also going after a different squad. So a lot of fights already erupting out right from the very start. Now, already losing out on VIP. Now their XBDS is just reduced to a two-man roster. Can they make it
Ooh.
out safe? That's the big question.
That is not a good sign for Xvideos, because I've seen them play with a four-man roster so far during the day, and now they have turned up with three. Oh, I'm not happy here with Xvideos. They were looking impressive in the when the day started, but now this three players, maybe the last player could join us for the last game as well. But look at that pressure created on Sharon, and where's that extra bit of support, the extra bit of cover that could have been there with the fourth player? That is exactly what they're missing out right now. And AGT9 not making sure that they're hurting them really bad out there and making sure that they are capitalizing over this or this opportunity. But this is forcing Hero as well to like go silent and play a very passive game. Otherwise, if he had a teammate at this point, they would have definitely charged on to this fight, and they would have at least tried to get give some damage to AGT9.
Well, they certainly would have wanted to, but he's just playing the patience game over here because he knows in front of him is a whole squad that he cannot afford to deal with. But this might have been that moment where he could have done some damage or created some disturbance, but rather opting to just stay silent and maybe get the revenge towards the very end because he knows he's the last surviving member. XPDS cannot afford to get eliminated so early on.
Definitely. They cannot afford that. They cannot afford that, to be honest. So he's just going to play that passive game. Somehow, he's managed to hide himself so far, and his teammates would be hoping the most that he continues to do so. This is XBDS Hero right now, and I'm really disappointed the way they started the day, and they were looking pretty good in the first game. You remember how they were playing over the in Yasnaya Poliana, one of the early fights of the day. They were a part of it. They got some kills out of over SR Esports in Yasnaya, and
Right.
things were looking pretty good for Expedia in that game. But here in Sanhok, it's a completely different story.
Indeed, I mean, kind of struggling is what we can say for these lads. But 71 and ABC. Well, all these players are kind of sort of going into the waters now. If Xerox just gets out of his position and just blows that boat up, then all
Oh,
these players might be in here for a bashing, and that is exactly what he has done already, taking
oh,
down. Oh my God, three players! Wow. What a shot! What a timing! And does spot out the fourth one. Revenge is a dish. best serve goal, and that is how you take that own sweet little revenge. And yes, go for it, my lad.
Best served goal, best served goal, and when with some water in it to add more insult to
Salty
the
water.
injuries out there. Yeah, salty water. And
Salty
now
water.
he's going to go down into the water. Maybe if I try and find that last lad, ABC, Mad Cat. Somehow, always from this squad, Mad Cat is the last guy surviving. But here, he cannot even touch his guns out there in the water. This is going to be a pretty difficult situation for him to survive. But he's going to hang on. He's going to try. But we should not forget that there's the blue zone as well that is giving that damage to Mad Cat. And he's also pretty much in a very. You can't be in a worse situation than this, right?
You certainly can't. I mean, this is a nightmare for the boys from ABC. They never thought, in their dreams ever that this is gonna happen to them. But well, it did.
Reminds me of sitting ducks, right, in the water. Exactly. And this time, just the ducks were sitting inside the boat.
Well, what do you say? I mean, with the way things have happened today, God, this has to be the best moment, right? I mean, of
Definitely.
course, nothing taken away from TRZ, but the way Xerox just took down those players. I mean, I really wanted to see his reaction, in real. Like, how was he feeling? He was like, oh, uh, all. All right, let's not get distracted anymore, but get back into the game where we do have Team SR going up against Team Ninja over here, where they've managed to knock out a few players of them, and they are finally deciding to go for a push.
Definitely, they are now making that push on SR Esports, and once again, that bad run for SR Esports is continuing over here. Let's see how Ninja Official is going to deal with the situation right now. And with those smokes already popped in, look at that! He spotted that buggy out there, but could not get the knock. But he's forced Iconic to go out of that buggy. But that flank coming in from Igniter Boy, he's running out in the open. He knows exactly the position of Goblin, but Goblin is going to make sure that he gets that knock. This is going to open up things and not looking good for SR Esports. They have been cornered, and with the blue zone arriving from behind, they do not have a lot of angles to play with.
They indeed don't. But well, they will try to do anything possible to try and get inside the circle. But let's see. I mean, Team Ninja surviving with 3 of their players. Tiger just getting that rest back on, and still the second circle, so he can afford to do that. But Iconic just taking their spray and will connect it, and there goes Goblin down. And this is not the kind of approach you would want to have. But to look at here, we do have another fight amidst us. AGT9 going against 71 Esports. Can the revival be given right at the very nick of time? And well, after getting the rest back on, they're going in for that right flank. And yes, does take down counter in the process. Just the last player surviving. He will go down as well. And with that, AGT9 keeping all 4 of their players alive. Get a beautiful squad right.
Definitely, and that last kill, that was random shot hitting him, right? He was not, he possibly could not have an angle to watch him, but he was just shooting in the smoke, and that bullet landing right on that little HP of that last player, one shot, and eliminating him out of the game. That amazing death cam camera traveled there. But look at this, more knocks coming in. The team of Red Light is sort of looking to express themselves out here over the teams of over the team right there in front of them. Let's see how they're going to deal with that situation. This is not looking good for them. But Red Lights, this is exactly the kind of opening that they were hoping for themselves.
Well, and they did get it. They did get it. So, I mean, right now, let's see. Oh, Tiger getting that second frag over there. And Team Ninja, they are in the thick and thins of fight. And he's just the last solo player surviving and causing some trouble for the lads from Team SR. But will he succeed though? That's a bigger question. I mean, the third circle finally starting to, kind of shrink in. They need to get inside the zone, and it's too far away from home. 800 meters is not a short distance. It's possible though in Sanhok, but considering the fact that you do not have any more meds on you, this is the point where Tiger actually makes a run for his life.
I think it's a pretty bad decision, to be honest. He just wasted his time there. If he had to go for the revive, he could have gone those before applying those two bandages and that drink that he had. Those were some very crucial seconds, and I think Pro might just go down here. This is not a very smart decision coming in from Tiger. And look at this. He has completed the revive now on Pro for sure. But important time that he almost this is given the time to for SRE Sports to come on top of them here.
Quite interesting though. Well, Tiger finally does realize that he's gonna deal with some push coming in right in front of him. Gets knocked out and well, will get finished off before he even realizes what is happening.
For a moment there, I really thought he did. Even the revive could not get complete. The revive did get complete, but he did not give a lot of time to his teammate there, and not even a lot of meds, to be honest. So, not a good situation to be in. But that is in a completely different part of the zone right now, which we cannot even see in the map. Teams that have already made their way inside. Look at where TRZ is right now. This is an important team to keep an eye out for because they've already bagged 3 chicken dinners in their tally, and they're holding up a position just towards the northern side of the zone. And as we did not expect at all, fixes. This is a Shami circle out here. Shami in a calm circle. It's a very rare circle. It's going to be a pretty interesting one, I'm sure, because let's see how the IGLs are going to react here.
I mean, I like the position of AGT9. They've got that hill secured for them, but at the same time, the only fallacy over here is they're at the very center, so they have to keep their eyes set at every possible direction. You know, they can't really make afford any mistakes over here. So let's see as to what they're up to.
Let's see what they're up to right now. But look at that cluster just towards the western side of them, just inside and outside the Shami area. That is where the players of GTxBeatDrop and the players of PFS are going to find themselves. This is going to be an interesting thing. But Nox coming over the play of 1952 over the northwest part of the zone, where the teams of Red Light and Phantom UI, they are trying to make their way inside the zone, trying to suppress the teams that are lurking around the edges of the zone towards the northwest side. But this is the fourth circle that is closing, and this is going to give a lot of damage to the players of Red Light and Phantom Esports. That is certainly not what they are ready to take at this point.
So quite some interesting skirmishes about to happen right now. We've got Team Phantom go after Team SR. Now this is one of the squads that was, of course, engaging after Ninja, but have decided to take a different route, of course, after wiping out pretty much the entire squad. But look at the circle shift, look at the curveball going way down to the southeastern part. So it's gonna get really tricky as to what is gonna happen after this. So many teams, they have to rotate in, and this is where we're gonna see majority of the fights happen.
Definitely, this is where the majority of the fights are going to happen. But look at where TRZ is. This shift of the circle could not have been worse. This is the worst possible shift for the circle for TRZ, and that is why you see them now start suppressing these teams on the way. And they do not have a lot of time to do that as well. Just 20 seconds for the circle to close, and I seriously feel that this shift of the zone had seriously hurt the chances of a chicken dinner in this game.
Maybe, but I'm not gonna rule the possibilities out from this lad, because there you have it. White Cat getting that knock on towards Alpha, applying that extra bit of a pressure. Now the second kill is also gonna follow up. Look at the nade barrage, and you're just telling about the zone being far. Well, they've got a car. They're trying.
The zone being far, they have got a car, and now they're going to hop in that and move down towards the zone. Something like that fixes. Let's see if they are going to make this through. And this is not an ideal vehicle, to be very honest. And let's see how that is going to happen, because honestly, there are a lot of teams that can actually shoot them on their way to the zone. But look at how Ninja is eyeing here. He's playing like a ninja. His name is a ninja. So he's a pro ninja right here in front of us. He's eyeing BFS, but just not giving away his position at this point. He's waiting for the right moment there to maximize on the casualties that he can inflict.
Yep. The moment he spots out 3 or 4, that's when he's gonna shoot them all at the same time. Just like what Xerox did. the boys from ABC. But Pro, I believe he's been spotted and he's gonna make a jump for his life. And did succeed at that. But how is he gonna get back up? How is he gonna come up to this island? And maybe he's just dug his own grave, or he has to just pray to the lords of PUBG Mobile that the circle somewhere sticks to the watery areas.
That was the worst thing he could have done to the build-up, right? That pro
Yep.
and the ninja stuff. He just ran. That was a suicide jump, to be honest. But on the other side, the last player of Expedia's hero, he's been eliminated from the game. So that is the end of the game for Expedia's out here. AGT9 got hold of him eventually, and AGT9 was the team that got hold of the three teammates as well. So all the four kills going in the tally of AGT9, they are going to be really happy. But Slow Cheetah, he has a sort of an idea where the player is. He's looking to like add solves to those injuries out there. But coming to the area of Shami, this is where 1952. Look at where 1952 were. They were towards the northern edge fixers, right? But now they are here in the city of Shami. They are moving from this direction, still holding up on the players of Phantom Esports and BMG. These are the two teams in the vicinity that 1952 needs to be aware about. But they've got three players still standing. In fact, four. So that is a pretty good news for the fans of 1952.
But look at Musketeer. He is not gonna let Gypsy live, is he? The way he just sprayed him down continued even after he went into cover. You've got to give it to this lad. He's persistent for sure. But at the same time, I mean, Team TRZ are finally losing out on numbers over here. But here we have Team BMG trying to get inside the circle, but MadCat being spotted out. ABC, the last player, finally falling down. And with that, we just have 8 teams remaining, 27 players alive, everyone eyeing out for the chicken dinner. But look at 952 entry. He is definitely not living up to his name. He is not giving an entry to any of his opponents over there, and just shooting them down, repositioning, getting a few more kills. That is all he's doing, and he's really succeeding at that. But finally he's been spotted out, instantly just prones into cover at the right nick of time.
Definitely. Sharp is down here by GTxBeatDrop. Entry goes down. So just in a matter of seconds, two players from 952 are down. But the support and the revive needs to come in. And the players are closing in pretty soon. But the zone is also closing. And that is going to pose some problems. And I believe they're not looking for the revive to happen here. Because this is the ridge. This is going to take some damage out of the blue. So they're making sure they are passing on to the meds here to the teammates. Magnet is still surviving there. Entry just bleeding out. The revive is very difficult to happen there. But look at this. Two players from TRZ still lurking around the zone there. With this new shift slightly towards the northern side, this is going to allow them an easy way inside the zone. But how far can they go ahead? Because there is no other team. They've got a lot of breathing space. They can witness a lot of teams trying to enter there. So I would be interested how these two players are now going to make an impact over the circle.
Oh, that's gonna be really crucial and really interesting. But few nades have been logged over. Nothing much happening from them. Just he does know their position though. He knows that there's at least one player in those security outposts. Now, when your position is compromised, you're supposed to get down from there, but they don't have any choice because either ways, it's a pitfall. And here we have, I mean, Team BFS still putting up quite some fight over there. Now, AGT9, now they have done a really good job at thwarting the boys of TRZ off. And now let's see if they are going to let them get inside, or TRZ, are they going to get their own sweet revenge as the Ban is continuing this prey. But nothing much happening over here. But BFS, they are on a push right now.
And GTxBeatDrop surprising everyone from the southern side. They managed to surprise everyone, and that is the only team emerging from that area. ImmensityX, they don't know what to do, but a knock coming in over them. Let's see how GTxBeatDrop is going to deal with the situation. They're getting shot at from multiple directions. The zone is giving them damage. They are in a difficult situation, but ImmensityX making it sure, not allowing GTxBeatDrop to bloom from that southern side. And TRZ, once again, the only team inside the play zone in the final circle. They've got three opponents that are going to now try to get inside the zone. Once again, look at the zone favoring this team. Is there a fourth chicken coming up? Fixes, what do you think?
I mean, possible. I am still not gonna rule out my chances. I mean, look at the gods. I mean, they also want TRZ to win this one. How accurate can you be with this prediction of the circles? I mean, this time again, having the better of it, but they need to understand it is a 3v2 situation. And the Team Python, they're all in that one particular direction. So now Mamba cannot afford to get knocked, because one more knock and they're pretty much going down, the entire squad. But at the same time, if they sort of get even a single knock or sort of fend off the push from coming on towards them, then that's going to be a good thing. But well, FPS making a few mistakes here and there, but it's fine. It's fine. I can understand the nerves are trembling, because these lads are after their 4 chicken dinner.
Definitely, the fourth chicken is on the line. All the players of ImmensityX have been spotted here, and they know exactly that these three oppositions are coming in from that direction. Sharing a tree for a cover. Oh, that is not an ideal situation to be in when a team right there in front of you has already bagged 3 chickens, right? And they've got a knock over you. This is a 2v2 situation. TRZ Esports, they're now making the move. That house, they are leaving that wooden cover now and running out in the open. Let's see, this is a crucial moment. Is he going to get that knock? Yes, he does. This is Maxon getting that important knock. They're going for the second player now, who's hiding behind the tree, but he's getting shot at, and this has just turned on its head. Can TRZ get the fourth chicken? It all relies on Mamba now.
Yeah, it certainly does, but looks like a long shot right now, completely messing up their chances. They did have it and sort of delaying, and there you have it. They're not going to make any mistakes. And Team Python, of course, coming out on top. Imperial lads, the way they have been playing today, I think this is also one of those consistent teams. And finally, the kind of a run has been broken. But so close yet so far. I mean, almost Rare kind of had it over there with that knock. But what they could have done, or what they rather should have done, was instantly push. The moment, those 5-6 seconds that they delayed in kind of wondering as to where to actually go from, that sort of caused, gave enough relaxation time for the lads from Python to get back up and take them down.
Definitely. You're absolutely right, Fixes. There was a little indecisiveness on that push, and that is exactly what the players of ImmensityX needed there in the final circle. And Maxton would be really happy the way things shaped out after that. He got a big knock over the lad running towards him. That was a 1v1. He won brilliantly out there. And he had a support player. That was not a technically 1v1 situation. He had a player who was shooting at the opponent as well. But they would be really happy. Finally, there is one another team that is going to have a chicken dinner in their tally. That is going to be ImmensityX, and 3 chicken dinners for TRZ. I think I don't think they're going to feel like something. They're not going to feel cheated upon, because look at the zone Fixes favoring them once again in the final circles. What like the PUBG gods are right behind them.
I mean, imagine, Trooper, they had a few nades to work around with. This game was pretty much theirs, right? Just one frag grenade is all they wanted, because they knew exactly where all 3 of the other players were. All they had to do was just lob those grenades. But sadly, at Sanhok, you do not really get most of them. So, still relying on knock. I really liked how Rare sort of changed his positioning after taking some heavy beating on that one. And got a different angle. Just the moment the players were trying to kind of get a little bit overboard, he shot one down. But yeah, that small lapse of judgment over there, that small delay, sort of somewhere led to their downfall. Because well, if they had pushed in tandem together from different angles, things could have been different. But here we have it. ImmensityX is what Team Python loves to call them, and it's 22 points for these lads with 7 kills.
Yeah, and look at that, 2 more teams quite close to that 20 mark. AGxT9 AXE got there and TRZ Esports got there. Both the teams getting 19 points out of this game. But GTxBeatDrop, they are being consistent once again. Here, 4 players were there trying to come to the final zone from the southern side, and they were completely denied by ImmensityX, and that is why you get a chicken dinner. If you can deny a team like if you can deny a team like GTxBeatDrop to enter the zone, you improve your chances, and that is exactly what happened for them. But I'm more worried about for the teams like Red Light, SR Esports, 71 Esports. These teams, they really need to step up the gears now, because just one last game remaining for the day, and just 5 more games remaining after on the second time when this team when the complete group shows up. not a lot of opportunities left, and they are still lurking around on the second page, and they really need to be in the top 8 if they want to continue the dream.
Well, they certainly have to, but this has to be the best clip of the day. I mean,
Yeah.
just waiting, for the right time, right opportunistic moment to strike, and gets his revenge over there in a sweet, sweet fashion. But apart from that, I kind of like the game, the way the circle was just playing with the hearts of the players. Very refreshing circle, to be honest. We are going completely down south, then a few curveballs left, right, and TRZ again having the center. But eventually, it was the boys from Immensity that came out on top. And once the overall rankings do come up, I am pretty sure we're gonna find them in the top 3, considering how consistent they have also been throughout the day.
Definitely, they have been really consistent, and the rewards are now coming in, and the consistency coming in from Musketeer as well, as you mentioned, fixes while we were watching the game. But this was 1952's impact. So, all in all, this has been a complete action package of Sanhok, and I'm really happy the way things happened. There were a few like funny moments, a few decent clips as well, as we mentioned. But this was a pretty decent game, and all the teams were giving in their best. That is something I absolutely loved out of this game. That is what I'm going to take from Group C. All the teams were trying their level best to maximize the number of points that they can get, and it was an amazing thing to see. And look at that, already a Centurion inside here. They've got 107 points in total, just out of 4 matches. I don't think we've ever seen this before, Fixers. So that in 4 matches, a team with this point system has got 107 points.
I mean, even if they do not play the remainder of the games, they're still gonna qualify easily. So look at this. I mean, the kind of a difference that they've created. ImmensityX, they're sitting in the second spot and almost like 50 plus points behind them.
Definitely.
So yeah, that's the kind of a domination even TRZ has. And yeah, if obviously could not get the chicken dinner, it's fine. But again, a second spot with decent amount of kills. So that is how instrumental, that is how impactful this team has been throughout the tournament, and kind of making their entry the first day. And wow, what a way to start things off.
And there's one more factor that is going to play a very important part in Group C. We'll talk about that later, but definitely. But right now, let us go ahead and go towards the short break. On the other side, we'll talk about that factor.
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Welcome to Karakin. Today, let me guide you on an in-depth understanding of this 4-square-kilometer humble island. Before stepping into Karakin, you may have already heard about the intimidating Demolition Zone. In Demolition Zone, buildings will be destroyed into smithereens. But rest assured that today's tour will be a safe one. Karakin might be a small island, but the textile industry of the island works as a crucial financial support for the entire island. Our first attraction is Al Haik. Al Haik is a medium-scale town, and people who lived here refine pigments for a living. Then those pigments will be sent to Hadika Nemo for dyeing. Skyscrapers are scarce in Al Haik. Compared to other urban areas, there are fewer visitors here, which makes looting easier. It's a perfect choice for a team of 4 in search of adequate equipment supplies. We'll be walking by the sea, and our next attraction will be Hadika Nemo, which serves as the port of importing raw materials of Karakin. Imported textiles are dyed in vats filled with multiple colors and distributed to the factories. If you want to choose this place as your landing spot, then it's recommended that 1 to 2 players in your team land in the containers area, as they can easily find combat supplies here, and head to the city to support their teammates. In the middle of our journey to Al Habar, we'll be passing by an enclosed warehouse. You will need to use sticky bomb to blast the walls that look less solid to get in. There's always something nice in here, but be careful, as one might not want to hide behind those walls during combat, because those unmaintained walls can be easily penetrated with just a touch, making you susceptible to attacks from enemies and exposing you to dangers. The next stop is Al Habar, which is the largest urban area in Karakin. There are many residents, hence the numerous high-rising residences. No doubt this place will be a popular spot in the future. Our next attraction is the port city of Bar Shahir, which stores and exports goods of Karakin. This is the perfect spot to search for weapons, making it my personal favorite. Next up is the city of the West, Bashara. It was a city congested with residents, with tall buildings providing convenience in observing the surrounding movements. Just make sure not to lose your directions here. Our final destination is the cargo ship, located at the southwest corner of the map. This ship has been idle here for forever, and has already been abandoned. Yet there are still goods that remained here. However, due to the gigantic size of the cargo ship and the containers, this place no doubt becomes a place to rumble. Don't you feel the excitement already just thinking of it? Besides these urban areas, Karakin also houses many such little buildings. Rumor has it that there's another passage beneath these buildings, as well as a huge space beneath Karakin. Well, it's up to you, believe them or not. Alright, your Karakin tour is now closing its curtains. Looking forward to seeing you next time.
Yeah, we got it, we did it! I know you'll be there for me.
I'll always be here.
Whoa! How are you?
Are you keeping it real? I'm calling shotgun, wanna see my baby run. Oh, what's the word on the sea? Kicking up the dust, if you know what I mean. We got a good thing going. We got a good thing going on.
Hello guys and welcome back to PUBG Mobile Campus Championship Bangladesh 2021 sponsored by the Oppo F19 Pro. Woke up your fan and I'm Trooper here with Fixes with me. What's up Fixes? Last and final game remaining for Group C today.
I mean, can't really be more excited to just see what's gonna happen. I mean, finally the streak has been broken. What could have been a quadruple or maybe a penta, but has
Yep.
finally, kind of stopped at three. The history which could have been created today, well, apparently, we've got to wait for another day. Maybe again TRZ. Maybe the second day they come in and get those four chickens back to back. But either way, it's the final game, and here we are with the flight path trajectory all the way from Severny towards Novo Riptide. Quite an eastern flight path is what we have. But about the zone, where do you want it this time?
Let's see where the zone is going to go. But yep, I wanted to go towards that military island, like always.
Oh,
Whenever you're going to ask me for Erangel, I'm going to ask. I want a military circle. Let's
I
go and
mean,
let's
what
see
is
some
so
brisk
special
camping.
about that place that you kind of love watching
Like
this?
all those factors which come in, like with the teams, they got to decide the IGLs are under pressure whether to cross the bridge or not, and sometimes the zone just comes back to the main island. Then there's a
Um,
chaotic situation for the players to handle. So all those factors are always there because most of the teams do not really want to go towards that military island. There's always a factor of risk in trying to cross the bridge, and that is an interesting element to the game. That, and I always enjoy watching those moments where there are two or three teams trying to cross the bridge. They are stuck in that traffic. It sort of becomes a death race at certain points. That is exactly what you're here for those thrill moments. But with this plane path fixes, this is something finally GTxBeatDrop was looking for quite some time. They now have access to the Georgia to the Nova container, so a pretty decent plane path for as they wanted. But I'm not going to get a military circle so easily out here. We are looking once again to that hybrid circle, as you call it, and already shots coming in and report coming in for casualties from Severny.
Yep, and that's the boys from 71 Esports and also SN that have been falling down, and we're getting trade-offs on both these sides. So, gotta see as to how this fight really ends out as. But by the looks of it, I mean, I would really want SN to just back off and make peace with things, not really fight again, and just head in, get your loot done. Maybe next time, maybe some other day. Finally, getting his hands on a Scarel. Had a lot of 9mm. So he's got that right compounds for himself. But, well, we've got to just wait and let us see how things really end out because what we're just witnessing is all these teams pretty much just trying to loot around. But I really like how SN have really spread themselves out. At the same time, what they need to pay attention to is their flanks, the one on the right over there.
Oh, what is this? This is the military base, and we have 1952 and Phantom 4 UI already here. So, an action building up inside on the southern island, and this is all out of the zone, right? All these players need to move towards the zone, so they need to like complete this loot early, and if the fight erupts, they need to make sure that they get the maximum players out of this and even the maximum points that they can attain. But Gypsy, he's got some different plans. He's going to go with his other teammate, and sort of a retreat move coming in from Phantom Esports. They've spotted some other team, and that is exactly what not they were expecting here. But look at that in that map. I feel like there's one other team in the vicinity that is inside military base. Yes, the team is also here. That is the slot number 20. I got a quick look at which team is that. That is going to be the team of X Army. They're also present inside the military circle out there.
So it's going
Military
to be
base.
interesting now with Team Phantom just kind of backing off. It's fine, they know that 952 is one of the strongest squads over there, but elsewhere on around Severny, we do have the fights breaking out, and Team Essence seem to be capitalizing on that positional advantage that they had. So yeah, they're definitely capitalizing against 71 esports over there, but here we still have the boys from PT making a move.
Definitely, definitely, and coming back to the factor that is now going to play a part inside this group C, the overall ranking. When one team accumulates so many points fixes, right, then towards the eighth and the seventh spot, there's going to be always teams that are going to be pretty close to that mark. So a lot of teams on the second page are always going to feel like that that just one good game is going to bring them into the thick of things. And that is exactly what all these teams are trying here. These 71 Esports, they did not have any good game so far, not did Supernova. So they just want that one big opening game to come back into that first page. And that is exactly what these teams are trying.
Well, they of course are trying that, but look at Alpha all by his lonesome gets charged in by the players of 71, and they will make no mistake in getting another confirmation. Now, this is where 71 Esports have turned the tables, right? This is where now the hunters have become the hunted, and Itachi is gonna make a run for his life, but before that goes for a beautiful maneuver, gets that beautiful knock over there, but can he get two more players? That's gonna be really instrumental to see, as he somehow still manages to keep himself alive, gets a second, can he get the third? If he does, that has to be the best knock of the evening. But no, that does not happen. Finally, his teammate just pushing right out in the open, and Punch barely surviving on a sliver of HP. This is getting so interesting. Hot to the wire. He clutches. Wow.
Punch with that clutch, with that magic pixel on. The player in front of him had complete health, but he makes sure that his team is going to go ahead. Something exactly what 71 Esports wanted, and this fight in Suwani just went haywire here. And I just absolutely love the way Punch pulled this off. For a moment, he was looking to go down, and there was a complete different story that was being written by a complete different player. But now Punch, he made sure that his team survives out here.
Wow. I mean, gotta give credits. I mean, it has to be one of the best 4v4 skirmishes that we've seen. And as a result, look at them. 71 Esports have managed to revive all three of their players, just losing out on STFU. I mean, they can afford that. I'm sure these lads are smiling right now. But elsewhere, we've got Red Light taking a fight. So let's see what they're up to.
This was an amazing fight, and we have to give it for the lad as well, who was there from the team opposite right here in 70. Right, he almost pulled that clutch for himself, but going down, and the last player is going to feel so bad here. He had a complete health and just less than 10 HP. That is what Punch had on him, and he went down there. But now let's go towards the school area, the apartments area. This is where the players of Expedius, look at the kind of split that they've got on themselves. Things are not looking good for VIP at this instant right now, because NG official have got hold of the situation. But look at that. Goblin goes down instantly. Sharon gets a knock on him and makes sure that he eliminates him quickly. So this is now an even 3v3 situation for both these teams.
All right, so getting very interesting again. So let's see what all these lads are up to. Now you've got Cobra. Well, just hiding. And let's just wait it out a bit. Team Red Light kind of stuck in this situation. Lipovka is where they are. Penguin just letting off a few bullets out of the VSS. I love the way this weapon sounds. Has no sound at all. Barely know from where the bullets are coming.
Definitely, and it was a pretty decent skin on it as well, so we'll give that as well to the lads. But look at that in the kill feed. GTxBeatDrop, they went it over. They have been eliminated. I believe this is an action developed quite close to the bridge, because the circle is closing in, and they had to cross the bridge to come towards this part of the island. And I believe this skirmish, they went down instantly, and not looking good for the fans of GTxBeatDrop out there. But that is the story. They have been eliminated in this game quite early. And look at that, ABCxNBSQ Raka still surviving on the bridge. That bridge camp situation has been executed brilliantly by that team there.
Oh, well, it indeed has. Now we'll have to see where the circle goes. Quite a familiar one this time, but slightly towards the southern side. I mean, now we have the majority of Katka silk attention, but you never know. You never know. We have seen curveballs even right up in the first day. So look at how many teams are on the southern side. Everyone sort of going for the Novoripnoi bridge, and I mean that bridge is gonna get bloodied very soon.
Let's see, and by the looks of it, ABC as the team of ABCxNBSQ, they are also sort of moving their way towards the zone. So all these teams. This is exactly what we wanted, right? Fixes 3 or 4 teams on the bridge, and this is exactly what is happening. They are avoiding the military bridge because it was blocked by the players of RS and 71 TX Rock Swahili out there. So they move towards the Novo bridge. All these vehicles. This is going to look like a death race pretty soon.
Well, it is, of course, gonna be. But let's see. I mean, the southeastern side. Well, I really want to see as to what is happening over there. I'm pretty sure a lot of bloodbath. But Team BFS this time, being the earlier one for the chicken, just going up the Everest to have a more clearer view. Let's see what they're up to. But TRC this time not really making those movements.
Yep, that is a pretty strange thing from TRZ, right? We have not seen them do this late rotation so far, but more news coming in from that Novo Bridge fixes. 1952. Some players are there. The players of Phantom Esports who are trying to avoid that fight inside the military base cannot avoid the fight here on the bridge. Shots are coming in from that direction. Tawfiq surviving there. I can see Magnet and Entry. Where is Sharp right now? That is something I'm going to look out for.
So right now, let's see what we have in store for us. And the zone, well, it's about to shrink in a while. But all these teams, all these players are going in, trying to get a sweet spot inside the circle. We've got the players of 952 finally sort of avoiding those fights over there, making it inside the zone. And it's Magnet all by his lonesome sort of leading the convoys, but Tawfiq has been taken down courtesy to the play zone, so hasn't been a really smooth ride for 952 to make it inside the safe zone.
Definitely, it hasn't been a smooth ride, and not even for the white cat as well. He falls down from the vehicle and is knocked there. So a lot of action happening here. Players falling down from the vehicle, players falling down to the play zone, and this is all happening in a standard circle, in a standard main in a where the main island has been the part of the zone since the start, and these teams are finding it very difficult to come in from the military island, and that is why all this is happening towards them. But let's go towards Everest now. This is where these two teams, BFS and the X-Army, right in front of each other. Let's see how they're going to deal with the situation, because X-Army was also a team that went to the military island, and now they have successfully made this rotation. This is a pretty decent move coming in from this team, and this knock on the slow cheetah. That is a big nade coming in, but they are not sort of looking to capitalize on this opportunity. Let's see when they decide to do so.
Well, I'm rather elated by what's happening. Well, now Turgut going after the players over here of Team Dyna. So, gotta wait and watch it out. Team BFS, Slow Cheetah already being knocked out, will have to rely on Blue Ecstasy to get him back up. But White Cat, why is he doing that to himself again, falling down?
That is something I'd like to watch, but let's see when that comes up. Meanwhile, Turgut taking this DP 4x shots, and he's trying to give and capitalize over this complete area of the Everest right now, but giving time to BFS to regroup and get that revive on already when they were a 3-win squad. This is something when they're going to know later they are going to regret.
Well, right now, got BFS. All right. I mean, Durjoy will somehow get that knock onto its Ignite, and Iconic will want to get the confirmation. But before that, well, Durjoy gets knocked out from the play zone.
Yep. So, what do you call it? I'm missing out on the right word. These are all the funny moments that are happening, not intended. And these are the funny accidents happening inside this game. Players falling from the vehicles, going down to the play zone, and this is just the third circle closing in.
Yeah, the third circle closing in, and things are getting so interesting. I mean, this time the circle shift has been a bit different, going towards the eastern side. Now the teams have to play in those open regions. Now it's gonna get really tricky, but still the fight continuing. Team KST over here. What are they up to? Chisoft just looking elsewhere, kind of paying no heed to the players in front of them. That's Team BFS. But sort of this entire duel, in fact, this entire fight has gotten stale. Not a lot of movements happening. Not a lot of engagements that we can get to see.
My question is, why are you holding up on top of the Everest if you're not looking to aggress and capitalize and like control the vicinity for as much information as you can get? If you are going on top of Everest, that is a place where you are bound to, and you are about to get a fight. So if you're not looking for a fight, if you're looking to go for a passive approach, that is a place you should look to avoid. And because you're going there and still avoiding trying to be passive, you're hiding at a higher ridge. You can get shot at from any direction. So that is not a pretty smart thing to do, to be very honest.
It is not. It is not right now. But well, we've got to see as to what these lads are up to. TRC. Let's see. Atomic going with the pushes. Can he get the knock? And let's see what is gonna happen. And yes, FPS has gotten knocked out, and Cobra. Well, he goes down, and TRC really enjoying the time as they are in here for a squad wipe. All they need to do is just lob a grenade.
Let's see if that big nade is going to come in. But Fixes, I'll give it to you. You predicted the circle in the first Erangel. It is finally here in the fifth. So finally we're going to watch that Ruins and Rozak finish here. But look at this, TRZ making sure they are giving a lot of damage. Just one last player surviving for SRE Esports out in the smoke, and he also goes down to that big AKM. So TRZ, just two players in the split, they made sure they wiped out the entire squad.
Yep, I mean, again, TRC, you gotta tell them, man, where have they been all this time? Every single time they come in, they sort of impress us, the way they capitalize on the fights. And the best part, they don't try much. They don't try to do much, stick to the basics, and get the work done with whatever they have. But other teams are slowly and steadily sort of picking up what they're trying to do, trying to go against them, but none of them have able to figure it out so far. But Naeem almost getting a knock on towards the players of Immensity over there, but somehow the players still tend to survive.
Definitely, somehow they're still surviving out there, but the population density is increasing as the fourth circle is closing. 12 teams, 38 players, still a part of this action right now in this game. Let's see how the things are going to proceed from here. PMG holding up the southern edge right now. These five houses is the board for them. But look at that, kills coming in for 1952 as well. They are getting hold of the players of and look at that, even TRZ getting hold of the players of X Army. So X Army was the team that was holding up the Everest there, and they were looking so passive that in this rotation they have been caught by multiple teams.
Now let's see what is gonna happen as Chief has been caught by Slow Cheetah, as suddenly the team of Immensity goes down, and gonna see who are the other ones actually taking them. But Magnet has also apparently bitten the dust. Then Shinigami. Well, gotta see if he can get a knock. AGT9. Well, they are playing through the crevices of the land over there, just playing through the dentures. If few nades go in properly and right, I think we're gonna witness a knock or two.
Definitely, and we're watching this for quite some time. BMG, how they're holding up the five houses. We can have a clear look at how TRZ is looking up from those ridges towards this direction as well. So just now, just at any moment, the fifth circle is going to be there. I'm going to be pretty interested if these five houses are going to be a part of it, and if they have to move outside, it's going to be a very problematic situation because they have been constantly shooting in from here. But look at this. This zone is just has just shifted towards them. They still have this concrete cover to play with.
So we've got Team BMG. Well, what are they up to? White Cat is just about to get taken down. TRC. Well, no, he still somehow survives. I mean, you've got to say it, man. They've got the luck, they've got the balls, they've got everything needed to win a game.
Definitely, they've got everything needed to win a game. And oh, where is ABC headed? That is not looking a very good situation because pretty soon TRZ is going to be shooting up at them as well. But oh, this player is in a bit of a situation. Musketeer making sure he spots him out for his teammates, but he has not taken any shots on him so far. So let's see how the team of PMG is going to deal with the situation because now they realize that they need to keep their vehicles safe and they will need it pretty soon because for the fifth zone, yes, those 5 houses were part of it. But I don't think they're going to get lucky for the sixth zone as well.
Well, it's gonna get interesting, but oh, Mad Cat getting spotted out by Jerry. I mean, AGT9, of course, one of these teams, they never shied away from a fight, no matter if it takes their lives. This is one of the teams, like, you know, when I was casting with Johnny, I did, in fact, say this fact. I mean, we all both had pointed it out. They were in the second half of the table, but had the second highest kills. So, you know, they don't really care about positioning. All they want is to murder people left, right, and center, and that is what they're doing.
Okay, so we are witnessing a team doing some mothers out here, but look at that, a different team completely, not Jon Snow. He's making sure he's giving that damage with the rooftop on from the rooftop, and this is looking pretty serious. When the moment when they moved in, I said it was not a good spot to be, and that is exactly what it's proving out to be for the players of ABC. Two players have gone down, just last two remaining. Let's see how they're going to deal with this situation as we speak. The players of XPDS also go down in a completely different part of the game. But this is TRZ. They are on the screen trying to control the eastern edge of the zone, and they are getting occupied by players from multiple directions. 71 Esports closing from this side of the ridge, but look at the amount of utility they are using and trying to give damage to this team. This is the team coming in from Severny and falling down here to the nade. Mamba, he takes players down with his one nade. This is an amazing depiction of how you should use the nades in the final circles.
All right, so AGT9 right now, I mean, having 3 kills, and there you have it. TRZ Mamba just blowing up the entirety of 71 over there. Oh my goodness, someone stop this mean force of nature. TRZ, where were you all this time? Where were you during the PMCOs, during the PMPLs? I would have loved to see this team come in and perform, but right now, Terry, he's on a different mission of his own, just annihilating enemies one after the other, having secured 3 kills out of all the 3 that his team has gotten, and I'm sure he's hungry for even more.
Definitely. And look at Musketeer. He did depict just like me that the circle is not going to remain in this part of the zone, and he's been completely surprised with this 6 circle also making a hard shift towards the 5 houses once again. But they need to be pretty sure because they are quite scattered, and AGT9 is making sure they are capitalizing on this mistake. For now, Cherry would go down behind that. He's going to go prone behind that buggy right now. But still multiple players from BMG Esports still surviving, but they are still in a lot of trouble because they are now getting shot at from TRZ Esports, and they are from one side. AGT9 is trying to suppress them.
So AGT9, one of those teams, well, in a bit of a situation, 4 kills. And right now, let's see what are they up to. But considering TRZ again have that high ground advantage, and if they have the blessings of the circle, it's gonna be impossible to steal the chicken dinner out of them. But the only possible way could be if they get shot from multiple angles. But the Mamba, oh my goodness, he is on fire. He does not really want to stop tonight. And YOLO X, he's taking a few shots on towards the players over there of Team Not, I believe, but nothing much really happening. But elsewhere, they've gotten one of their teammates knocked out. Jerry needs a revive. He needs it quick.
Definitely, and in fact, Mamba also goes down, White Cat goes down, and things certainly changing for TRZ out there. And by the looks of it, I believe that just one last guy or the entire squad is eliminated. I would be pretty interested to see. Yes, one last player still remaining here from TRZ. This is a suddenly turn for TRZ out here, and even Mamba is going to bleed out pretty soon. So just one last solo player remaining for TRZ. They have been backstabbed and backstabbed pretty bad.
Oh, they indeed have. But right now, TRC, well, still continuing the spray and 14 kills, but they indeed have taken quite some loss. But again, does that even matter? 14 kills for this team, and all they can do is just play the zone, try to play for a position top 3, and that's it. That's all they need. But elsewhere, we've got teams falling down, reduced to our last 4 teams. It is a 2v1, v1, v1. Who do you think is gonna come out on top?
With a player knocked out for AGT9, I feel like it's a 1v1. It's a solo game for these teams. And at one point, it was a solo game for 6 lads. Now just 3 lads remain. TRZ, once again in the final circle, there was just one guy remaining and still manages to get his team into the top 3. Now the revive is coming in for AGT9 pretty soon. Let's see if he is going to complete that revive. He is going to change the solo format. And this is going to create some pressure on the players of the squad number 18. The blue also coming into this fight. Let's see what sort of an impact is he going to make, because he's going to spot the players with this 4x on his M4, and this is not a good situation for both the players of AGT9 to be in.
So, well, gotta see as to what he's up to right now. TRC. It's a Mexican standoff, but AGT9 have somehow gotten one of their players back up, so it's a 2v1v1. AGT9 still having the better of the circle. They need to look out into different directions and kind of restricting their vision with this shroud of smokes. But Rare, he's gonna take his own sweet time. Spots one, takes the shots, gets a bit early into the action, which might just be really expensive. Has given away his cover, has given away his position, and this is where the opponents are gonna capitalize, as Rare surviving on a sliver of HP, as YOLO is gonna step down, giving him that moment to get that rest back up. But now AGT9, can they clutch it out, Trooper? What do you think?
Yup, I feel like AGT9, they are looking impressive, and with the man advantage at this point, they are the favorites for sure. Some shots being taken on blue right now, but he's not stopping to shoot at them. This is going to be a very difficult situation for him, because that nade, look at that nade. AGT9 goes down in an instant with that nade coming in from TRZ Rare. What a nade in this final circle, and they were the favorites, and 2 players with that one nade go down from Rare.
What? How? How on earth does he do that? Alright, he's got the final kill and the chicken! Wow! I mean, are you kidding me? What?
Oh, this is a rare performance, to be honest. TRZ going away with the 4th. They were there in the final circle, so they made sure that they were back to back in the final circles for all the 5 games, and this is something really amazing. Just they missed out on Sanhok, and that too they came the second, ended up on the 2nd position. And with this 4th chicken out of the 5, this is looking like a perfect report card for TRZ Esports.
I don't know. What do I say? I'm done. I'm not gonna have my sleep tonight. What did I just witness?
Oh, hands on head. There were 4 players in the final circle, and Rare, he got 2 with the nade, 1 with the M4, and got the 4th chicken for his team. An amazing way to get that chicken, you know. Imagine the kind of confidence they're going to carry from this day forward.
You know, I do not know if of course they've gotten the chicken dinner, but of course with that, my respect, man, my respect. What did we witness? This is not some, you know, rookie level PUBG Mobile. This is some professional gameplay that we are watching, and at the highest level. I do not know where TRZ have been hiding, but guys, if you keep on playing like that, you certainly are going to be one of the best teams, not just in Bangladesh region, but throughout the entire South Asia. And I mean, considering what we have seen, the presence of mind, the way the things were made, you know, a little bit of mistakes were of course made till the end, but of course they really worked out on it. Even Rare, despite of being on very less HP, he still held on with the spray. He made YOLO go down towards that much HP that he needed to kind of retreat, giving him that time to heal. Then goes with that nade, blows 2 of them up, then knows where exactly the other guy is.
Ooh.
And wow,
Look at that. They are just upping the numbers with every passing game fixes. 17 kills here. 17 kills. Look at that. In fact, if you look at the teams from second to the fifth spot, they have together got 17 kills. What TRZ Esports has got alone. 32 points for this team. 17 kill chicken dinner for TRZ Esports to end the day with. And they have like announced their arrival at the campus championship here at this in the round of 64.
Wow. I mean, I directly want to kind of time travel to the finals. I want to see what these lads are going to perform. Look, rather how these lads are going to perform against the other big guns like A1, Venom Legends. You've got so many other teams. We've got KS Axe also, and yeah, taking a look at the Oppo F19 Pro moments. My oh my, Trooper, what did we just witness?
Yep, and after they missed out on Sanhok, I thought that the run is over. Sort of. That is exactly what I was looking for. But SN, the way they have the team of SN Supernovas, how they went down in 70 also, that was also a great moment. But this is the moment for TRZ Esports. The way they have played today, I don't think any other team needs recognition at this point. TRZ Esports coming out at this instant, the way they have played in these 5 matches, 4 chicken dinners, 1 at the second spot. ImmensityX, I don't know how ImmensityX managed to get away with that chicken dinner. I believe that was the nade theory that you told. That one nade, that is exactly what TRZ needed at that point, and that is where they just missed out on that, the only chicken dinner that they missed out on the day.
Yep, that did happen. And well, of course, I mean, quite an eventful game that we've had. And there you kind of go with things. And now PFS. So this is one of those teams that had been kind of struggling throughout the day, not really having a good time. But the entire galore, the entire storyline has to sort of revolve around how good TRZ have been, and nothing really taken away from AGxT9, because this has also been one of the squads that have been performing despite being a qualifying team. But my oh my, talk about TRZ just playing out of their minds. Wow. But 952, I must say, kind of not really too good or not too shabby. They've been in the thick and thins of things at the 5th spot, but look at the lead, 139 points, 67 kills. Are you kidding me? Even AGxT9 AXE does not even have that much points.
Wow. All the teams that are leading in the region right now, be it from Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, you are up for a challenge from a pretty good team in a very short time, I'm sure. TRZ Esports is definitely going to make their way through to the next rounds and even to the next rounds after that in this campus championship, the way they are playing. And I am really excited and psyched about how this team is going to play in the upcoming future, because it's sort of a find today, Fixes. We're not going to forget this. This is the first time they have outshined in a way that we are not going to forget for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not what they've done today. I'm definitely never gonna forget how good they were. I mean, I never expected, to be honest, for this to happen. But these are the things that kind of keep us motivated, kind of keep us more interested and more invested inside the match. Like what is happening with TRZ, the way they've played 5 games, they really don't have to play the 5 games and still might just be the table toppers. But either ways, by the looks of it, they are definitely going to play, and they're going to keep that surmountable lead, kind of create what do you call sort of create a really good height outing, so that no other team can topple them over. Now they need to have that precedent set for all the other teams, but I'm really happy seeing such a team coming in.
In fact, I am also happy with you, Fixes, with this sort of a team coming in, and this is all you want from underdog tournament, right? And with a team coming in and dominating over the others, this was amazing. Well, we had so much fun casting this, ladies and gentlemen, but this is the time we need to go, and we'll come back tomorrow with more action of Group D. Make sure to tune in at the right time. Till then, take good care of yourself and happy gaming.